What's going on, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the official Capcom Pro Tour pre-show. No neutral. I am Big Hollywood, Big Swole, Big Durag, Rob TV, and I am joined by my brother, the biggest influencer in the game, Brian F. What's going on, Brian?
I guess it's just the biggest show in the land of Street Fighter and CPT. You know how we do it in No Neutral. Before we get started with a very heartwarming episode, I gotta say, of No Neutral, we have to, of course, give a big shout out to Capcom Fighters Japan and all our viewers in the Japanese audience for tuning into No Neutral week after week. We always appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. But that said, we wrapped up a classic CPT event because this is maybe the righteous conclusion we've been seeking to the storyline going on a couple of years now. We are talking, of course, about the CPT South Africa wrapping up, where Javi M has finally punched his ticket to Capcom Cup and qualified to play later on in this season. Because, man, to be the favorite in your region for event after event, winning everything leading up to your Capcom Cup qualifier, to fall short to your rival, your training partner, your pal, your buddy, the guy who is always, just chomping at your heels right there, and at the very end of the finish line to come second. That's a tough loss. So 2021, Javi M, he just fell short. Billy Date made the upset. Billy Date was definitely the favorite, or one of the favorites to go far in the event. It was Javi M, Billy Date all the way. 2021, Billy Date takes it. But this time, Javi M manages to take it over Billy Date. And man, it showed in that post-game interview how much it meant to him.
Oh yeah. That's a different type of energy and passion for the game right there, Brian. And I just got to say, overall, when it comes to you bringing up how moving today is, I would just say just the fact that South Africa, Africa in general, bro, is getting this type of shine in the FGC means so much to me personally, because it's one of those regions where I feel like throughout my first years, I guess, in the FGC, it's not a region that we thought of specific players from necessarily. We don't think of events or CPT or anything like that. So now that's completely changed thanks to CPT Online. And Javi M, man, that's a good dude, bro. Extremely humble. I know everybody's saying from that interview, and I'll let you even expound upon the interview, Brian, but bro, most down-to-earth guy that you're gonna meet, very strong training partner and everything, even playing him offline. So for him to qualify and punch his ticket is amazing. I can't lie, I don't feel bad for Billy, man.
Of course.
I can't act like I don't feel bad for him, just because, for him to, let's keep it a buck. We thought it was over. After that winners finals, 3-0?
Yeah. It was looking bad because we saw leading up to this, the World Warrior event, Billy Date, we thought he mained a couple of characters a couple of times, right? We're also learning more about the scene thanks to CPT Online as well. So we were observing Billy Date's history in 2021 season, and then I couldn't pin him on a main. I thought he was a Nikali main. I thought he was a Zeku main. Now he won the CPT in 2021 with Ed, and then it looked like Javi M was actually forced off his signature Karen in the World Warrior event, where he switched to Nash, counterpicked with Nash. Apparently, is that a true counterpick? I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an expert on Nash versus Ed, because I would be lying to you.
Yeah.
We'd have to get some mains of those characters to get their input on that. But that's how he won the World Warrior event. So in winners finals, it was Billy Date, Javi M. Not really a surprise at all. We kind of expected this showdown, the clash of the Titans in this region again. Billy Date actually goes up 2-0 over his Javi M's Nash. Javi M switches to Karen, loses that game as well. So 3-0 in winners finals for Billy Date, putting himself in prime position in grand finals winner's side to take it all. Javi M then goes on to losers finals versus Vin Petroleum. We got to give the third place finisher a big shout out here. He took Javi M to the distance, 3-2. Javi M using his Karen to win that over Vin Petroleum's Rashid there. So that was no easy feat. And in fact, I think Vin Petroleum went up 2-0 in the beginning, and Javi M had to make a reverse comeback. So Javi M almost went 0-6 in the after getting to winners finals. So he was that close to not only not qualifying for Capcom Cup, but to get that close and just going kaput. You know what I'm saying? I've been in those positions before. It sucks when you get to winners finals and then you don't win a single game from there on out. It feels bad. So Javi M to turn that around to then go to grand finals, 3-1 over Billy Date with Karen, 3 over Billy Date in the reset with Karen, going back to his tried and true. That's his character. You know what I'm saying? That's who he's put the work in with for years and years. and he got so close before, fell short, went back to his old character, his dedicated main, closed it out, won, and then you saw it in the interview. You know, he was expressing how he trained, talking about his region, but when it came time for him to sit there and to reflect for a moment, the tears started coming. And, you know, honestly, watching that, I felt it myself, man. Like, you know, unfortunately, I couldn't win my region's event. I had to get second to you twice, but when I won that set, I felt the same sort of elation. The pressure releases. That's years and years and years of grinding, putting your region on your back, trying to like make something out of this, be the best you can be, and he's the representative now for his region, and all those years of hard work and grinding finally paying off. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see. I feel like everyone can relate to that.
I think that Javi M officially is one of the best stories going in the CPT easily. I would say this region in general, him and Billy, but of course right now Javi M is the one that's qualified. I definitely like Billy Date's chances of qualifying through the World Warrior program at this point, but it's not going to be without some type of grind. Obviously you'd rather just get it done right now, because now, one, you still have to fight Javi if Javi chooses to enter these events, which he can just affect your bracket and your points. And then also, even if you make it to the end there, you got to worry about, you know, Apollo, who actually had put Javi in losers in the first CPT last year. You have to worry about Vin Petroleum, you know. So this region, they definitely do have some talent outside of just Javi, outside of just Billy, and there's Sean Carrington. You know, I can keep on going. So they definitely have some hitters over there. It's not going to be easy. But as far as my man Javi specifically, this is my thing, Brian. Personally, hot take, whatever. This is how, man, in some ways, I prefer this type of Capcom Cup, because I think it allows for better storylines.
Sometimes you want the favorite to win. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. It depends on the type of favorite.
And I'm saying Capcom Cup,
the power dynamic, but sometimes you
and
want
Capcom
the
Cup as a whole, bro. It's like Capcom Cup as a whole, this whole regional thing, I'm saying. In a sense of, instead of just being like, you know, shout to Japan, the strongest region in Street Fighter. Well, of course, in a regular year, we have like, I don't know, 60% of the bracket is like Japanese players in Capcom Cup. Well deserved, because of how strong these players are. But I do believe storyline wise, it's a lot more interesting to see. I want to see Javi M Problem X. Set it up. Let's see it. Round one. Let's fight. I want to see it. I want to see you know, Mena RD going up against, whether it's Bravery or, you know, someone like that, Lacuna C. You know, I want to see those sort of things, because I do feel like these players are strong, and they don't necessarily, at least throughout the years, they haven't gotten the spotlight. Like, we still haven't had that Capcom Cup yet, if you think about it. We've had
we've been waiting on the Olympic style Capcom Cup, because that's the benefit to this format, right? Like, obviously we love the CPT formats from previous years, and that allowed for more, like, all the best players in the world to qualify, right? But what you lose in that is the regional representation, right? Like, there's a reason why the Olympics are formatted the way they are, and it's not like, oh, you know, in certain competitions, it's not like 30 people from one country, right? Because you might expect a country to dominate in that event, but you want to still see how they stack up against the best representative from the rest of the world, right? Like, that's kind of the idea here. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people rooting for their representative. There's limited spots available, and they're being distributed amongst all over the world. So it's really going to be the first, like, truly global Capcom Cup. Like,
imagine that, bro. Imagine the chat when it's one country against another country. The chat is going to be lit. Like, what? Every single hit, the chat is going crazy, depending on what side you're on. Like, that's the flag's gonna
South
be
Africa versus Mexico, you know, Norway versus Brazil. You know, just you think of the matchups. It's gonna be really, really interesting to see. And you know, if Javi M gets over there and he wins a single set, it just has to be one. It just has to be one. You know, the South Africa stocks, the FGC economy there is going to boom, right? So he has an excellent opportunity here to put South Africa on his back and really show what the region's capable of in front of a global audience. So once again, congratulations to Javi M. You have earned your spot in Capcom Cup, and we can't wait to see what's next for you.
And Brian, I'll tell you what, bro, for him to even earn that spot in the Capcom Cup, there's something very important that he had to do, and that is strategize. That's what we're about to talk about today. how pro players or strong players in general go about strategizing. Of course, we can use any anecdotes, or we can talk about stuff that we've heard and stuff that we have done ourselves. So for me, Brian, I'll start off with this fact that, to me, your strategy should be more about, at least when it comes to making your base strategy, it should be more about the character matchup than the player matchup at first. That's how I go about it, because the character stuff applies to everyone, regardless if it's Brian F. Balrog or Pugera or Nigel or whoever. They can't give Balrog a new move, new frame data, a new jump arc, nothing, right? So your base character strategy is extremely important. I will also say this is something that it sounds obvious, but it's really not, and most people don't have this. Have a direct character strategy for every character in the game. Back before I went into full-blown media mode, host mode, when I started performing a whole lot better, it's because I could show you right now a Google Drive that has documents. This is free game. It's documents of every single character in the game, and it says strategy, and it'll say strategy 1. Maybe for some characters it might only be one strategy, but the reason why it's multiple, like strategy 1, 2, 3, because it might be, let's say if it's Karen versus Akuma, well, the matchup is one way at round 1 start, but then after Karen gets EX meter, the matchup changes, because now I have EX Sapo to go through fireballs, and that affects a whole lot of different things. And then there's a V trigger 1 strategy, because after he pops V trigger 1, the matchup changes. So it goes deep, right? But that's what you have to do. And I can tell you that the person who actually brought this up to me was, well, I thought of my own format, but Adam was one who actually brought that up to me. And he even goes as far as to the point where Adam even has a strategy, and I do as well for myself now, against Laura with Laura. Even a mirror match strategy that you could say out loud. I think when I first started hearing this concept was when I competed in Street Fighter League with, and of course, Du was on my team. He's the team captain. And he asked me, what's your strategy against Cammy? And I told him, but I guess I feel like I had a strategy. Like if I ask anyone their character, their strategy, they'll say something. They're not just gonna be quiet. But Du could tell the difference between that and an actual fleshed out, so you should be able to directly say what your strategy is. So yeah, I guess just to wrap that point, to let my man Brian give his side, having a character strategy, having a strategy for every character in the game and focusing more on the character side of things. If what someone does strategically does not fit, if my opponent is a Balrog player, if my strategy is correct in the first place, that means that if they're doing something outside of this general guideline, they're doing it incorrect, and I should be able to take clear advantage of whatever that thing is. Otherwise, if they do beat me consistently, then that means that I need to change my strategy. And only when someone is strong enough to an extreme is when you need to go to the point of, okay, I need to actually make a player strategy for them. Like I do have like Brian player strategies and stuff like that, but you don't need them for everyone, in my opinion.
Right, I need one for you, Rob. I was about to, I'm about to hit a Vidom and be like, wait, what do you need for Rob? Because I feel like there's something beyond Karen there. But yeah, I agree with your character strategy note. I feel like, to me, it's interesting you brought that up, because I wasn't going to say anything about that at first. But to me, that's just doing your homework. That's the boring stuff. Like, you just need to have that. Like, you just need to know all the matchups. You need to know what characters' moves are, what space they occupy, how they string together, the frame traps, this, that, and the third. That's just, you're building your database of knowledge. So to me, that's not even strategy. That's just prerequisites. Like, you just have to know.
That's two different things.
Like you're not
knowledge and strategy.
You're not a chemist. Like if you memorize the periodic table, you're not a chemist. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to know that.
That's different.
You need to know that. That's what I'm saying. It's not.
I don't think when I'm saying strategy, let's say, like on my strategies, there's a part at the bottom that says matchup knowledge. And that's when you do EX Demon Flip, I know I can anti-air with this.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you brought that up, that you have to know that. I'm like, yes, you do. But to me, that's not strategy. You just have to know that. Like, your strategies will not be complete if you don't have all that information. Or there'll be gaps in your strategies if you don't have that information available. So that's the prerequisites to building your strategies. I definitely agree with that. Like, you just have to know that. Like, if you're still at the level where you're blocking moves that are punishable and you don't know your punishes, like, that's just an objective thing that you shouldn't have to think about it anymore. It should be automatic. At this range, I punish with X. At this range, I punish with Y. With these resources, I do that. there should be some things that are flowchart just based on your knowledge. Then the strategy, for me, like one thing that I like to incorporate, since, you know, Rob mentioned like specific strategies for characters and players. One technique that I have, for example, as something to use is to observe or to refrain from overextending and going for aggressive options that open yourself up until later parts of rounds to lull them to a false sense of security. For example, with Balrog, he has options to chase down people on knockdowns based on if you quick rise or back roll, right? So usually when people fight against Rog, oftentimes they get knocked down from EX straight or something. They like to back roll to run away. What I do is I can either approach safely and be in your grill mid-screen for quick rise, but if you back rolled, I can't really pressure you. But if I know you're going to back roll, I can chase that down and get close to you in your back roll. But if you quick rise, you can interrupt me and jab me or something. So oftentimes what I do is for every knockdown, I always go for the quick rise option. I let you get away. If you run away with back roll over and over, I let you get away. And I'll do that for every round until the final round. And then on the final round, what I do is I chase down the back row and that knockdown, and I go for the meaty overhead, and then suddenly you're dead. You die in 2 hits, you get stunned, because in that clutch moment, the final moment, we've established the flow chart that you're used to this entire time. You know that this is the safe option to reset to neutral to get away, and then that's when you strike with that. And you can also observe these patterns from people and see if they actually go for that option. So when I notice that you always back roll in these situations, I'm like, well, that's in my back pocket. I know that you're the type of player that does this, and then I can use that for the last moment. And I feel like knowing when to turn up the knob and turn it back down, that's super important, especially with characters that have high reward, risky options. So I love to just keep it safe and then at the end crank it, and then oftentimes people don't expect it and you're able to cash out right then. So those are ways to change up your options, right? Like you don't have to go for the same thing every time. Know based on your player's tendency, your opponent's tendencies, when to turn that dial up. It's very, very potent. And I've used that successfully at major tournaments against like high level international players. You know, I've gotten far in bracket by just suddenly at the very end crank that knob, and then bam, suddenly you're winning in 2 interactions at the very end, and then they weren't seeing it coming.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can relate to that. And, you know, one of the best examples I can think of with that is actually when we saw Infectious versus Problem X. Remember, he picked the Ken in Grand Finals, and all of a sudden, he was jumping wild, going really aggressive, switched his entire strategy up. I know you're talking about specific option saving, but it's still a similar concept of like, you know,
right,
you hold off and then later on you switch it up. But one of the first things I ever heard about, like when it comes to building strategies and fighting games, if you look it up, it's Daigo. It might be on FTC Translate. It's an old video. And he spoke on the fact that you should always have a goal when it comes to your strategy. So that could be pushing your opponent to the corner. That could be, if I'm using Chun-Li, a lot of my matchups, my resources are a big part of my goal. So your goal, think of your goal is kind of like your end game a lot of the times. But of course there's different situations, but in general, like your end game, how do I get to my win condition? So maybe if I'm picking Chun-Li, I know a huge thing is, okay, I'm gonna, you know, use my pokes and everything, but then it's gonna be my resources. So, you know, once she gets her V-Trigger 2 stocked up, gets her CA stocked up, that's how a lot of times, you know, she actually closes her rounds out, or at least building up her CA. I don't need to use my EX meter for a lot of things outside of that. All of a sudden, even if you have 30%, 40% health left, now that I have CA, that changes, you know, that changes everything. Or if you're Karen, pushing your opponent to the corner. So there's a whole lot of different examples, but I will definitely say, I guess just to wrap up overall, have a strategy that you can say out loud for every character in the game. As far as you creating that strategy, bro, this is the best game I can give you. It's a long process. It's not quick. It's not easy. And sometimes it can be annoying, but it is all worth it when you actually implement it and it goes well for you, right? If it's going well against multiple different players that use that character, or at least the best players, whatever, but ideally multiple players that use that character, then okay, it checks out. If not, you know, you rinse and repeat and you keep on going back pretty much. So have character matchup strategies, and then have player matchup strategies if your opponent is that good and your character matchup strategies alone is not enough to beat them. And then as Brian brought up, of course, Make sure you actually switch your knobs. Be comfortable changing the pace up against your opponents earlier in the sets versus later in the sets if need be. And, you know, I think those are all at least very strong general guidelines. And if you want to know anything more specific, then of course hit up Big Hollywood or my man Brian on Twitter, and we'd be more than happy to help out. I don't know about Brian. You a little Hollywood nowadays.
I reply.
Do you?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think you really do, bruh.
I'm trying to stay off Twitter as much as I possibly can, but you know, you catch me slipping up. I'm there almost every day, unfortunately. I'll reply. If you want to talk shop, talk some strategy, I'll be there for sure as well. But that said, we know some players who don't want to talk strategy anymore because they're ready to throw down. They're trying to put their strategies to the test. That's it. You know, the homework, the prep time is over. You know, we talked about strategizing. It takes a long time to develop it, but it takes a moment to find out if it all stacks up or if it falls apart. And we're about to find out today with this top 16 because we have CPT Brazil coming up. We talked about how we got to shine a light on South Africa, but I feel like Brazil is also one of those regions where with the introduction of CPT Online, we got to see so much talent. The depth of talent in this region has been surprising me year after year after year. I mean, we've known strong representatives for this region for a long time, but I feel like every CPT event, I see someone who impresses me, someone who introduces a new style or just a very strong level of play who I wasn't aware of before. But that said, we're going into this one, and I think there's a few narratives going into this one. I think one of the main ones is, you know what I want to see? I want to see Dark finally get a win, because Dark is also currently right now, he's doing well in the World Warrior events. I think he's ranked number 1 currently. Yeah, he's tied for first place in the World Warrior leaderboard for Brazil, and he's always the name I hear when Ronaldinho came by to Red Bull Kumite, because he qualified for CPT as well. He told me also at that time, 2021, late November, he was like, man, Dark is the guy. He's the guy who's about to win the next event. He's winning every event. But it hasn't came down to it in the CPT bracket.
Dark made grand finals in offline, I'm pretty sure, against JB. I think that's when we were at ECT or something like that, and I'm pretty sure there was a CPT down there. Dark was at least placed extremely high, but I want to say it was literally grand finals against JB. But he's been cooking up for a minute, so that's definitely one of the players that I expected already to win a CPT event. So
I just want to see more G. I'm just biased, so that's why I brought it up.
We don't see enough G nowadays, honestly.
He's too sick. I think he's very strong. He's very good, but it's just like Seth. After the adjustments, it's the really dedicated mains, right? So Seth is still very good, and G is very good. But I would love to see him do some work in this event for sure.
Bro, you know who else is freaking sick in this region? Freaking Gust. My man Gus is OD with
Honda.
The E-Honda. Yeah.
Very
he's
optimal.
Sick. Yeah. I feel like he's just pretty much like a walking highlight reel. He reminds me of like a N1 mixtape, but just like more professional though. You know what I'm saying? Dang, it kind of feels bad.
You're giving a lot of credit to a Honda player right now.
Man.
You just called a Honda player a walking N1 highlight reel.
My do-rag a little bit too tight, man. I don't know.
The circulation is getting cut off.
That goes to show how good he is, though, man.
He is that good. The combos he busts out, the conversions, like you thought Honda did big damage. Wait till you see Gust hit somebody with that V-skill stocked up. It's scary.
Yeah, and you know, last year who also did good was Zangief Bolato. But does Geef exist anymore though?
He's trying to make him exist. I saw him in a couple of events, placing some top 8s. You know, so he's still competing.
We don't see much.
It's been a little rough.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't.
And I'm happy. I think the world is all the better for it. So I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. And then of course, my man's Jaleshi, bro. Come on.
Of course.
Come on, Brian.
He was the first big surprise to us, I think, in the 2020 season, right? Like he was the first guy who he wasn't on my radar prior to 2020. So I remember, Rob, that's when we were first working together for the first time doing analysis for season finals of 2020, and he was matched up against Piccolo, and man, I was so impressed. I mean, both of us were with how he picked Piccolo apart, his offensive decision-making, like the way he stacked up his mental and then broke it down, his mix of approaches. It was very impressive to see. So he's been consistently grinding in this region. And then after that performance, I was shocked when he didn't win every single event after that. Right?
Same,
like,
because he played that good. Like, he's that
right.
ridiculous.
Right. That's when I started to get a sense of the scale. Like 2020, I was like, whoa, this guy's amazing. And then 2021, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of amazing players in Brazil.
Even Brazil's Intel World Open, they had one of the best, like one of the most hyped Intel World Opens. I also got to make sure I shout out my man's Paulo Webb. As far as a player, like his lore is actually OD, but outside of just his gameplay, Paulo actually puts on a lot of their events down there. In the end of the day, where you are an amazing TO or host, content creator, sometimes the people forget. So I'll tell you what, Brian, I am putting all of my support, all of it, behind my man's Paulo Webb, just off of the simple fact that I feel like he's representing for us, dual, triple threats, whatever you want to call us out there in the world.
Yeah, all of us trying to diversify out there,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong, but at the end of the day, we just want to win. The CPT event, that's the time to throw down.
That's it.
But speaking of throwing down, I got to give a shout out to one more guy at least. Horus Paulin, super strong ed player, putting in work right now in the World Warrior program. He's actually tied for first with Dark. So Dark has a first and a fourth place finish in the World Warrior, and Horus Paulin has 2 second places. So to me, beyond our favorites that are established over the couple of years we've been really tuning into Brazil, I feel like Horus Paulin, he's like itching for that win. 2 second places in a row in the World Warrior events leading into his region CPT event. I know he's thinking like, man, if I can just finally get that first place, this is the one to do it in, right? The World Warrior, that's kind of the long grind. You got 3 more events to go plus the top 8 to qualify. But this is his shot to just nip it in the bud, get the job done right now. 2 second places in a row. Rockin' Ed, a character we've been seeing a ton this season. He's really coming to his own. You're talking about, does Zangief exist anymore? Well, the opposite with Ed, right? Ed is all over the place. Every region I'm looking, there's a new dominant Ed player. So Horus Paulin, I think he's really kind of not the dark horse, but maybe like the new face to look out for in this bracket, who's looking to go very far and definitely in a good position to potentially qualify.
Yeah, Horus is just another person that's on that long pantheon of greatness of the young OGs in the Street Fighter community.
That's right. And if you want to find your path to greatness, make sure to head over to CapcomProTour.com for details about all the upcoming CPT events, and sign up today for the CPT event for your region for your chance to qualify into the Capcom Cup.
And of course, as far as you trying to do that, that's only a one-shot thing. Do not miss your chance to blow. But if you do miss that shot, make sure you're signing up for that World Warrior program, because that's actually a long-term thing. There's tournaments every single month, completely free to enter. Make sure you sign up, CapcomProTour.com.
And with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting prepared for this CPT Top 16. Brazil has been one of the most electrifying regions in this online CPT era. Since they've been shown to us, we've been impressed year after year with all the talent, with the old favorites showing that they still have what it takes to potentially qualify, and with the young bucks showing that you can't rest easy. People are practicing, people are grinding, they're getting better and better week after week, year after year, and it all goes down today. We are now getting ready to watch the CPT Top 16 for Brazil.
You won't know what hit you.
Let me have some fun.
Let's get this mission started. This will be a good fight. Got you in my sights. Neutralized. Predictable. Time to end this. Fire. Double. 7. I'm just on another level.
Olá todos. We are here at the CPT Brazil 2022. Man, with top 16. I am here with Mr. Ultra David, and it's me, Marine.
Você fala português?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, I
That's
don't
all I
either,
know.
actually. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. We have a really interesting top 16 for you out of the country of Brazil, as we always do when we take a look at that country. We have at least 16 characters that could show up in this top 16, up to something like 17 or 18. It just depends on what people want to end up doing. We have players from different parts of the country, as we will get to. And look, every time we take a look at Brazil, we see a lot of strength. There are players down there who could compete with anybody in the world.
Yeah, so here we are in the winner's side. We do have Jaleshi with, how do you say it? Gian?
Let's go with Gian.
Gian, okay.
Let's go with Gian, actually.
And then we have Ronaldinho with Alexis, Davi with Juninho, Horus Pollen, and Dark. And then we also have another on the side with the loser's side. So we got
Chocotone down there versus Joe Orochi. We have Black Ninja XXX. Love it. Versus the Force 90. We got Baby Brazil versus Namikaze. And then we have V-Flow Didimokov versus Games Care Gust. So look, like I said, that's a ton of different characters.
Yeah.
Let's just briefly go through which ones we might expect. So we're thinking about Rashid, Birdie or Abigail, Nash, Sagat, Mika, Luke or Ryu, Ed, G, Laura, Dictator, Alex, Ken, Fang, Claw, maybe also Fang, Dalsum, and Honda. So a ton of different characters.
Yeah.
Many of those, if they were to win this event, would be the first of the season of that character to take the event. As we may get to later as well when we talk about the costumes. So a ton of different characters. Like I said, we also have great regional representation. Sao Paulo always shows up big time for Brazilian events. No difference here. They have 7 of the top 16. But the state of Minas Gerais actually has 4. A couple from Belo Horizonte. Rio de Janeiro always shows up too. They have 3 here. We got 1 from Cuiabá and Mato Grosso. And then all the way up in Acre, we have 1 player who's pretty far north and separated from everybody else. So good luck to everybody on the connection there. But the southeastern part of the country, obviously a ton of people there, but also a ton of strength in Street Fighter as well.
That's so funny when you say that the only person that's up north is just like training in the mountains, you know?
Yeah, out there in the jungle. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
just imagine like at the top of the mountain you see like a Street Fighter 5 setup. It's like, how do you get electricity up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Like sun power maybe? Like,
It's going to be really cool. And as far as what we're playing for, we're playing to get into a spot for Capcom Cup. Of course, that's what we're always looking for when we're looking at these CPT events. Who makes it in? Last time there were a couple chances. This time, if you're going to qualify through the Capcom Pro Tour, you got but the one chance. Got to make it happen. Got to make it this time. And as far as the players, you know, a lot of the players that we expected to make it through did, but not everybody. We were talking earlier about how HK Dash actually did not make it, for example.
yeah, HK Dash, Paulo Web, Choo Choo,
Yeah, that's right.
Shades.
Yep.
And I'm just like, what? How? Like, well, again, you know, like we have said that this scene is super freaking strong. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like a wild card whether who's going to get into top 16 or not. But again, like we did see Paulo Web in top 16 in the previous Brazil CPT, but now he's not here. But then again, Didimokov didn't make it in the previous CPT, but now he's here.
That's true.
So again, you know, just a bunch of strong players, and it's just really awesome to see because it's like, I'm gonna do my best to challenge myself to be like 3 really good players from my scene, and they made it to top 16.
It's a tough one, as always. As far as the first one, like we told you in the bracket just there, we're going to have Jaleshi versus WTF Jean we're going to go with here.
Yes.
And we're looking for Rashid, of course, out of Jaleshi, but for his opponent, most likely Birdie. He did say that there's a chance that it's Abigail, but it's been his main is Birdie for a while at this point. So that is definitely what we're looking for. Look, Jaleshi, if you pay attention to the CPT, you've heard his name many times. He got 2nd at CPT Brazil 2021, first one, and he got 4th at the second one. He's currently 3rd in points overall for the World Warrior Brazil. And what does he have to say today?
Let's see. So he says, Gian is a patient and dangerous player on offense. I need to have good choices on defense and work on my patience and neutrals so I don't end up exposing myself too much because he plays with characters that do a lot of damage. I also like how we were just talking about, you know, these 2 characters, Rashid and Birdie, literally season 1 characters. So it's kind of like a throwback match. But, you know, we have seen Birdie still in the scope of like competition. I feel like a lot of people still kind of how should I put it, like rusty on like how to do the Birdie matchup, like me personally. But some people are like, oh man, how do you play against Birdie? Because, you know, there are other reigning characters like Luke,
Sure.
Dawson, Jury, you know, all those really good characters. But then we get to see this old school matchup with Rashid and Birdie, so I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Birdie goes, there are not that many people still sticking with that character, but
Yeah.
the people who are super strong with him.
Yes.
Thinking about Max, who just won the World Warrior Midwest tournament, for example, right? So he's that character, Birdie, still can definitely make things happen. For Jaleshi, again, I talked about his history there. As far as Jean goes, you know, he says, important, we always ask players, give us some facts about yourself. What are some important facts about yourself? So he says, I really like eating churros.
That sounds good. We should get churros after this.
There are actually churros right outside here.
Oh my
It's
god.
true. It's true. He also says, I'm known as one of the players that plays the most turtle. So defensive with little movement. He was actually nicknamed El Tortuga by an Argentinian player. And he's maining Birdie now because it was a character that has a style of play that his friend said that he would play. And he picked it up. He was like, all right, fine. And he did it, and he loved it. And here he is in winner's side top 16.
All right, awesome. Man, that's really cool that how they have like those small facts and it's like, this is who I play and this is who I am. It's really cool.
The churro lover. Here on the Street Fighter Duel stage, we come in.
Oh no, misses the grab twice. Mid screen.
There's that big range there where Birdie's going to be significantly in control. But look, of course, Rashid with his movement, with his buttons outside of things like the Stand Fierce and the Strong, just like this, can make his way back in too.
Doesn't even need the corner carry, especially like you're so close to the corner. But then Dean has to figure out something out with the crush counter. There we go, just out of the corner into V-trigger activation. Trying to fish something out, but Jaleshi just not going for anything, but goes in for the jump in. Nice.
That sweep was such a commitment. Stuck here in the corner. No V reversal, no V shift available. He's still in that trigger. Looking for thick confirms.
Oh, for the overhead, just farther away.
Jaleshi has his trigger ready to go.
Jump in, no anti-air.
And no confirm either on the medium. Oh, here's the confirm, Shirley.
Right.
Huge damage available.
Oh my gosh. Yo. In V-trigger, but that's gonna scale into critical art. That's gonna kill. I was like, I don't wanna be like James Chen right now. Like it's gonna kill.
James moment.
Oh, nice confirm. But it's okay. Drop those, but get the life lead.
I do think we're seeing that kind of turtley style.
Yeah.
Put himself into the corner yet again very quickly.
Ooh, nice interruption on the EX tornado. Slow pressure, goes for the shimmy. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. What are the guesses here?
Even though Jaleshi is the one who has had the corner control for so much of this time, it doesn't feel like he's really been able to do too much with it. Again, the activation comes.
Yep, I like how Gien is just staying really close. Yeah, just like that. You know, he doesn't want Jaleshi to just get the ball in this court. Just trying to stay around him like a busy bee. Oh, backdash away from the grab.
Again, though, Gien, with his back to the corner, his defense is really shining. Blocking. Playing so patiently. Okay. There you go.
Yep, he does have V-trigger. Yep, he's going to activate it right there to apply more pressure, especially in the corner. That is so scary. Side switch. V-shift.
Oh, he punished it. That was so sick.
I was going to say, like, if that V-shift actually worked, that's super smart. But I kind of like the idea that Gien wanted to do because it's like, oh, no, I can't V-reverse it because I'm obviously going to get hit by the tornado.
Again in the corner. You know, like 5 seconds every single round so far. Jaleshi has had corner control like, right away.
Yeah, because Rashid himself is just a really good corner carry character.
That's definitely true, but you can also tell that on Gien's style, he likes this. The sudden switch from that defensive patient style into like all of a sudden wake up super. Who's ready for that?
Yeah, right. Oh!
He might have been looking for shift.
All right.
Hits,
Oh, you got the interruption. Oh my gosh.
Can you get there in time? No, it's this slow character.
Ooh!
Oh, that would have been sick, but it didn't work out.
Just landed in front of him. That's like incredibly unfortunate because you think that he was going to be behind him, but the range is just so short. It's like, nope, just going to be in front of you. And that gives Geen the opportunity to go 1-0 over Jaleshi.
Yeah, you can see Jaleshi tried to interrupt, or maybe just wasn't expecting the follow-up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you can do that, in fact, and especially after like sweep into the chain afterward, you can just jump out of that. Like you can do stuff there, but you have to guess that the opponent is actually going to do the chain follow-up. Like there's other things, right? It's not just a thing of you can interrupt, you can punish. There's a mix-up there.
Oh my gosh, what a whip punish. Gotta go with the grab, not like grab fates or anything. Fear reversal, like the idea, but suffocating Geen as much as possible. Jaleshi, gosh, with the heavy punch too. Woo!
He just seems so comfortable in these patient situations with his back to the corner. It's funny that Jaleshi thought to mention Geen's offense, because right now, man, the defense is shining.
Applying more pressure. I kind of like how Geen just like walked up to the tornado just so he can distinguish it very fast. Oh!
The idea of anti-airing with it there, but didn't quite work out.
There's an anti-air though. Oh no, I feel like with the grab, he's just a little too far off. And of course, Jaleshi is just going to do what she thinks in the corner and just kind of like mix things up. But man, that kind of sucks. It's like, I want to grab you, but it doesn't work out in his favor.
Trying to put it maybe a bit of battle here in the mid-screen scheme, but just like that, as you talked about, the corner carry of Rashid coming into play.
Oh my gosh, what a challenge. Okay, there we go. There's the first command grab that we've seen from Geen. Sometimes it's like the least that you expected. Like, you will definitely get grabbed by a command grab.
Yeah. He didn't spend any EX on it. I think he wants to have, yeah, here we go.
Let's go mix up. Yep, just walk away. If you get grabbed, you know, it's better than just trying to guess whether you're going to get shimmied, but it's the interruption on that.
He's so ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to find it.
Yep, there it is. There's leadway. Grabs the EX move off of Geen. V-shift. Very smart. Oh, it goes for the lows. Hide your toes.
Look, a lot of people think that Jaleshi is one of the favorites to take this thing, but right now he's actually at risk of being sent down to losers. Second place and fourth place in the CPTs last year. Again, currently third in points in the World Warrior in the region.
Man, I just like how Geen is just standing there and just throwing out, like, you know, crouching shorts, but it's Jaleshi, again, with so many opportunities, just going in and just having these corner carry opportunities.
Hey, oh, the no confirm.
Oh, no, anti-air.
Yeah, I think that was just a little later.
All right, just one more combo is going to do it. But Geen, oh my god, goes for the raw head, but into the V-trigger activation.
Yeah, so important that hit. That he found the safe advantage way into it.
And here's, like you said before, Jaleshi just going into turtle mode because he knows that he has the life lead and does have 2 bars stacked up here.
Yeah, I mean, super important to not get hit by something like a Fierce or a Roundhouse because that's going to be so much damage. He tried it out. No, he tried to steal a big turn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was big. Because I know that if he were to get command grab, I know that he would have to guess in certain situations where it's like, oh, am I going to get meatied or am I just going to get command grab again? But like I said, you know, he has 2 bars. He probably could have done, like, you know, EXDP or just, of course, like sat there and just like challenged some buttons, and it actually did work out for him.
So, all right, not down to losers yet.
1-1?
1-1.
Fight.
Back to it. And again, you can see a little bit more activity than in game number 1 from Geen. He is not just moving to the back. A little bit more challenges in there. Nevertheless, same result. Back to the ropes right away.
Yep, anti-air. You can't jump at that range because, you know, Jaleshi is just walking back to see if he is going to jump at him. Ah, goes for the low. There's the sun. Oh, yeah, back jump. Yeah.
Super good. Hey, hold on.
I thought that was going to kill.
Yeah, very close. Oh, no. Oh, Jaleshi!
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because, again, you know, like I always say that once you have that much of a health lead, it's like you have so many options to just kind of like run your opponent down. But you got to be careful, especially against Birdie. He could definitely chip you down, especially with all the V-trigger that he had.
So again, Jaleshi talked about the offense that Geen had, but we haven't seen that so much. Easier said than done, but boy, Geen would love to make that happen right now.
I wonder if it was just like how we were just mostly talking about like the corner carry. I wonder if that's like his offense. Like right here, like he's just moving him into the corner. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh no, checking the dash up though. Oh! Same thing as all the rounds that Jaleshi has put Geen in the corner, and then Geen does have V-Trigger on deck here.
Not too easy to just get right into it, though. So Jaleshi ends up pestering on offense again and again and again. Totally finally found the big hit. Made it happen. So that means in this first two that he takes it and that he qualifies for top 8 tomorrow in winner's side.
Dang, that was a 2-1. That was like... I thought Geen definitely had it in the bag after he got like 1-0 over Jaleshi. I think one of the things that Jaleshi just kind of worked on or like improved is just kind of playing more turtley and of course connecting those opportunities of whip punches and just getting into the forward. That was like really good. And this one, oh my gosh, there's just like so much damage. This one here too, that was super smart for I would probably say like Geen, that was really smart, but at the same time it's like no, I'm still gonna get hit.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, what a really close match between these two. They played very, very well.
Big part of the idea from Geen was hoping to find these big damage conversions with V-Trigger 2. But, and that did work for him, right? It did work for him here and there. But having that V-Trigger also means that it's not like you can just easily turn it into plus frames on activation like you can with other triggers, right? In fact, you're in big minus if you do it on the wrong thing. And so you can't just like immediately steal a turn and like make it happen right away. You really got to hunt for a specific opportunity. And as things went on, Jaleshi just didn't really give that very often to Geen. So Jaleshi in the top 8.
Ooh.
And we're going to move on to the next one. This is going to be Ronaldinho BR versus Alexis. A couple of players who have some history in here, that's for sure. So Ronaldinho is currently in 19th in points in World Warrior Brazil. But he got first place in the CPT Brazil 2021 #1 with that Nash, right? Qualified for the Capcom Cup as a result. So his fact about himself is, I won last year. Let's see if I win today. That Nash looking good. Alexis got 9th in the CPT Brazil 2021 last year. And let's go in and see what Ronaldinho has to say.
So, Ronaldinho. Alexis is a great player, and it's been a while since I played with him. We'll see what happens. I don't see any surprise in this top 16. All players are candidates to go to the Capcom Cup. He's so nice!
Aww.
That's so wholesome, especially coming from Ronaldinho, who did get invited to Red Bull Kumite last year. And that's like huge. You know, you're playing against a bunch of World Warrior players, if I were to put it. But, you know, of course, the community in the Brazil FGC, you know, it's huge, it's great, and that everyone wants to improve, get better, and yeah, get a seat at the Capcom Cup and just compete with everyone there.
Alexis describes himself in his fact as an elder who frequented arcades in downtown Sao Paulo. He's been around, is what he's trying to get across, which is pretty cool. He wants us to say that the Brazilian slang for Hadoken and Shoryuken are magia e Horus. So hopefully I didn't screw that up too badly. But yeah, we're looking for Nash versus Sagat here. This is the Bone Chan match between these two.
That is true.
And two characters that to be in top 16 tells me that we are, in fact, in the year 2022. Because in the years 2019 before, that would have been tough. That would have been a real tough jaunt. But they're both strong, interesting characters for sure. And again, Ronaldinho took it first place last time. So I'm sure he could do the same kind of thing. He's certainly looking for it.
I'm just trying to think about the matchup with Sagat and Nash. I feel like Nash has an easier way of getting in once he has V-Trigger activated. I think it's V-Trigger 1, where he just like teleports and you know, just punish Sagat when he throws out a fireball. But again, you know, Sagat is just super annoying, just throwing out fireballs until you like jump in or get in. Like he can definitely have time to whip punish you and go into a tiger uppercut. I always get like traumatized when I hear tiger uppercut. I was like, oh, I got hit, because you know I play Laura and it's like really hard for me to get in. But no, this is gonna be a really good match between these two. You know, again, you know, Ronaldinho being one of the notable players in the scene, and of course, like from his quote, like he's super wholesome. And then Alexis saying that, you know, he is the grandpa of those arcades, as he said it.
So we got skill 1 and V-Trigger 1. Yeah, interesting. So you are right about that. So for Nash, he's got that extra mobility. V-Skill 1 to absorb fireballs after all.
Oh, that's smart. Yep.
Fight.
And then we got V-Skill 2 for Alexis Sagat, V-Trigger 1 for him. Yeah, right away, right away.
It's actually like face value right there.
If you can consistently react right there, man, you are good. That's hard to do. Like, that's hard to do. He tried it. Look at all the trigger he's already built. Wow. Oh, yeah, the game plan.
Oh
the game plan's working out.
Give me your lunch money.
That said, Alexis is keeping it pretty slow, pretty safe.
Yeah, see, he stopped going fireball because he's getting absorbed. But the crush counter combo coming from Ronaldinho. But then we got V-trigger activation for Alexis, just waiting for the right opportunity.
Having a stat bowl. Okay. Into the corner.
Yep, side switch.
Yeah, nice escape. That would have been plus. Hey.
Oh, yep, here we go.
Hey. Hard for him to get tons of pressure right away.
Yeah, going back into early. Yep, absorb the fireball because you are farther away.
Again, the slow style Ronaldinho knows he only needs one more hit. Saw that low medium kick. Any of those is going to work. And because of the many V skills that he did before, it's very clear to Alexis that he can't just throw fireballs all over the place. I'm sure it's not the first time that these two guys have played.
Right.
One from Rio, one from Sao Paulo, but still.
Oh, there we go. Yep, Alexis just finding the right opportunity. Yep, blocks that. This is really good for it because like he can just throw fireballs anytime he wants, but no!
And this corner pressure that Nash has with 3 bars, he can get so many plus frames. That said, he's moving away.
Oh my gosh. Let's see, like, who's going to hit first?
Hey.
Nice.
Alexis, again, keeping it slow.
See, I like how Ronaldinho is just throwing out those buttons that extends his movement forward, while Alexis is, yeah, just sitting there throwing fireballs, hoping that he's not going to absorb any of those. Okay, he tried to probably absorb right there, but a little too fast.
No anti-air that actually could have been around. Very close in any case. And now throwing fireballs is even scarier as there is a super on the other side. No confirm on it. It could have been.
Man, just saying Ronaldinho, like, dash back in, just, you know, just trying to play some mind games. Alexis gets hit by the hop kick. At the start of it, too, like, the start of Fireball. Like, that's a tough matchup. I'm just, like, watching it, like, how?
And I love the way that that comeback happened for Ronaldinho, because it wasn't like it was some big zany V-trigger comeback.
Yeah.
It was him being at the right spot, pestering with the buttons that he knows are strong at that spot, not overcommitting almost at all, and just controlling the right spot until he had the life lead again. Classic stuff.
I feel like it's so strange because you think that like Sagat would just have an easy time just throwing fireballs and just keeping you out, and like you have 99 seconds on the clock, you just keep doing that. But Ronaldinho just knows what he wants to do: absorb the fireballs, jump over, V-trigger as well.
And it's not just absorbing the projectiles, meaning that like Sagat doesn't get to control.
Oh no,
like you're giving the opponent the mobility option that he wants to get around your fireballs even more strongly, just like this on cue.
Just like that.
Alexis stuck. First attempt to jump.
Alexis, activate V-trigger.
This is that spot. This is that spot where Ronaldinho has been, and just the individual hits have added up so much.
Yeah, just making your move. Just wait for it. Gosh, that is just so good because like now back into neutral. Now Alexis has to find a way to get in. But Ronaldinho, look at all those resources that he has too. Ready for critical art, ready for, like you said, those plus frames.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there you go. He's utilizing those hop kicks really well too.
It's been a huge part of this match. You can really see how much of a struggle it is for Alexis to get past that specific spot. That's not even really Sagat. His game plan, right? Like he wants to be at his own good spot, which is about the same spot as where Nash has control. Maybe he wants to be a little closer or a little farther.
He is inching him into the corner too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, there we go. Perfect time for Alexis to shine.
Hey.
Oh, was that a meaty fireball? That was so cool. Yep. There we go. Take grab. Yeah. Alexis, look at that. Just, again, you know, like, it was fine for him to just draw the fireballs and Ronaldinho's just absorbing them. It's like, no, you're kind of like walking back into the corner. This is really perfect for me.
That's true. That's true. So maybe if Alexis can find more of that kind of play, can have a little bit more success.
Yep. Ooh, yeah, and you see how Alexis is just like walking up too to see if he was going to absorb the fireball, punish his absorption.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Setting it up right away. Ronaldinho in, then out, and feeling safe, feeling comfortable.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that. It was a little smart because you think that he would just throw a regular fireball, so he's able to like dash up while the fireballs collided with each other and get a punish.
Man, he actually tried to bait Ronaldinho, and Ronaldinho waited for exactly the right moment. Too close!
Yes, 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 yes.
Alexis instantly identified it. Plus, and Ronaldinho out. Right back to this range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this range where he's just had total control so long.
I know. It's like we've always seen this where, again, I feel like they're just like playing chess. Like right here, Alexis making his move. Really close to the checkmate at 30 seconds.
Was that too close? It wasn't. Oh, did he get him in time? The reactions for Ronaldinho throughout the set. Fantastic. Whether it was with V-skill or whether it was with super to close things out.
What a reaction.
Yeah.
That's Ronaldinho for you. Like, you know, one of the well-known top players in the scene and just everywhere, really. So getting top 8 against Alexis. Alexis still has a chance in losers. But man, that match, I don't know. I feel like my brain just kind of like slowly melted just watching that, because it's like, how do you even like go about that? You know, throwing fireballs, the fireball absorption, and just trying to collect those fireballs to get like a really close punish. And the V-trigger activation really helped out Ronaldinho as well.
His reactions. It was his reactions on the one hand and his spacing on the other. Because reactions like that aren't going to be valuable unless you're at the right spot on screen to really capitalize on them. And he was just very consistently at the right spot where he could V-skill, where he could super, in the end where he could pester with the soul bat and the forward fierce and the, you know, crouch medium kick, etc. Like all that sort of stuff. He was at the right spot, as well as having like the right reactions, the right mix-ups in those ranges. So shout-outs to Ronaldinho. It's going to be him versus Jaleshi in top 8 tomorrow.
Man, yeah, that's going to be a really good match, too. But we have another good match coming up. We have Davi and Juninho. So that is Armika and either Luke or Ryu. Okay, Luke, actually. Cool. So Davi, he beats Didimokov and Gus to get to winners.
Yeah, he did. And those are players that, again, if you've been paying attention to the scene at all, you should know for a long time now. Gus actually got second place at CPT Brazil last year. And Didimokov has been just a top-level player throughout the world over the last, throughout Street Fighter V, really, even before that. So beating those two, very impressive. Davi is currently 12th in points in World Warrior. He got 5th in the CPT last year. Juninho is currently 5th in points in the World Warrior for Brazil. He got 9th and 17th last year.
Yeah, and like how you mentioned for Juninho, they get top 8 at the World Warrior Brazil Kumite. Seriously, like a bunch of players all around there are just like so good. And, some of these players also didn't even get the spot from the previous Brazil CPT. Because like I said before, it's kind of like probably like more than 28 really good players, and then they're just trying to find the spot in top 16 and top 8.
Totally.
And it is a challenge to get there.
Absolutely. For Juninho, he says Davi is a great player. Mika is very strong, and he thinks that this will be a difficult fight. Again, Davi's already taken out 2 really strong players. I mean, Juninho Ross also took out Baby Brazil, who is in the losers side. It's not like he had an easy path, right? Juninho didn't just skate through. But yeah, tough to get a harder path than what Davi has had so far.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder if Davi does beat Juninho, he'll probably meet Baby Brazil in losers if Baby Brazil does proceed through. That's why I'm always just kind of looking at the bracket where it's like, ooh, this person's definitely going to do the run back. If they get sent to losers or whatnot, they're going to like meet each other. But no, like Davi, like he's been doing really well. Juninho has been doing really well in like the winner's side. So this is going to be really crazy to see. Also for the matchup too, Armika and Luke, I feel like, I don't know, do you think it would be kind of hard to like Armika to get through some of the stuff that, like, for example, like just Luke throwing those really fast like gunshot fireballs?
Yeah, I'm sure that will be a big part of what Juninho Ross wants to do. Like, I'm sure he will want to play like that. But that said, like, Mika has the tools to get past or under or over fireballs, right? It's something we see consistently with her. She is a really interesting character this season. They've buffed her a little bit, right? So what's interesting about the way that they buffed her is that in the one hand, they brought back stuff. So now she has the wall bounce mid-screen again, right? But they also made the Mike V skill more useful than it's ever been. So now she has her own way to neutralize projectiles from afar, right? The armor is just the active frames on that just end faster, right? So she can recover more quickly. That means that she has her own mic that she can almost zone with in some matchups. And if she's just out there, you know, doing V-skill armor to get through stuff, she isn't quite as at risk as she has been in the past when it comes to dealing with mid-range stuff like that.
I know, yeah, like about the mic. If you're doing a mic and you try to jump to Armika, I know like she absorbs like whatever comes at her. But then once you like do that and then you land, you get hit by the mic.
Here you are, yeah.
And then you're just so screwed where you're like, oh gosh, well, I shouldn't have jumped. I should have done this.
Right. Now she gets to combo into command grabs and whatever. Even more damaging command grabs. So yeah, I do like what they did to the character because it wasn't a huge number of things, but it was a couple of interesting and I think pretty well targeted things that made her a little bit more credible. As far as Luke goes, this character that we've of course been talking about throughout the CPT and has been a topic of conversation. Yeah, he's certainly still one of the best characters in the game. But I think it's been notable that throughout the CPT so far, it's not like there's been a dominant set for that character, right? Like he has taken some, but he hasn't taken more than other characters, right? So here there's one in the top 16. Luke and Ryu is what we were told from Juninho, although expecting Luke. So definitely a strong character, but not the kind of character that is so strong that you have to play him, not the kind of character that's so strong that his wins are free. But, you know, talking with some friends who have picked up that character lately, they like him because he's good, but he's also not so good that it feels free, and he has so many different options that you can express yourself in their view through this character, right? So you can play more offensively if that's what you like. You could zone more if that's what you like. You can play footsies if that's what you like. He's just the kind of character that has a lot of stuff going on. So we're into it. The characters that we're expecting are here.
Oh, tries to dash up just to punish the body slam.
Woo! Wow, okay, all right.
Yeah, that was actually a hard read, especially early in the round there, too.
A couple players from Minas Gerais State looking for some familiarity here between these two.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, the first knockdown, you go for your V-chip right away. Yeah, they know each other. They've played this before.
Oh, yeah, tries to go for a little shimmy for the grab. It's always fun to see like how some of these characters were like you said, like Luke, he's a really good character. I just want to see like how these quote-unquote low-tier characters beat such a top-tier character. Yeah, there we go. Party time. Backdash away, but gets the flip. No.
Yo, that was two big moments at the end there.
Yeah.
Specifically, Juninho calling out that Davi would go for crouching Fearsome to activate, and so backing up a little bit, he was able to whiff punish to start things off.
Okay, there we go. Yup. Into mini punch into the rainbow. Ah, the mic right in front of him, too. He's like, nah, I'm just going to do this target combo. I don't want you to sing in the mic here. Oh, no. Yo,
some stolen turns up there.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you can't press the button, especially if they're remediate.
Speaking of intended stolen turns, she's coming. She's coming.
The reversal, I kind of like that just to give yourself a little bit more leg room, but you can't jump out of that range. Get an anti-air.
Davi may be moving backwards there to try to whiff punish something, but Juninho Ross did not commit.
He did have a bar, but he used it immediately just to go for the EX Fireball, but there we go with the target combo just to close things out, 1-0.
Trying to find that spot where it would have been safe, but man, that is a tough one. On crouching Fierce for Mika.
Yeah, and it's like, he had all the bar too, and it's just like, what else are you going to use for it? You know, like, you can't dash up in command grab because you know that Juninho is going to check you for dashing in.
Especially after having done that a couple times before. Like, he did dash into buttons, he did dash into stuff, but that's not something you can get away with all the time versus Juninho Ross.
Right. Oh, great neutral jump just to punish drop kick.
The neutral jump started like at the same time as drop kick. I don't think that was even a reaction. I think he just knew it.
Oh, here we go. Side switch. No, messes it up and goes back into the corner.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Davi.
Oh, yeah. He's the range. Yep, your reversal. Of course, you do have the life lead. You do have, fireballs just to kind of close things out, especially right here. Juninho sitting at match point.
You can tell Davi thinks that he needs to commit to get in.
Yeah.
He's trying to charge up drop kick. He's trying to do jump into the splash. Like it's not just waiting as he had been before. Here he does though with punish in. Yes.
Yep, counter hit. It's really good.
Backing off, maybe expecting jump.
Oh.
Staircase into knockdown.
Yeah, tries to go for a neutral jump just to see if he'll either do those buttons to with punish.
What timing to get out of there by Juninho Ross. He's got corner. And he backs off again. Feeling confident about controlling things. There is a trigger to think about at least though. From Mika.
Yep, Davi just slowly kind of walking in.
Ooh. Haven't seen it too much. All right, here she comes. Here she comes.
Here we go. Vroom, vroom. Yep, reversal again, just like in that sort of situation. Give him some more leg room.
Yeah, I gotta respect that.
Yep, all the plus buttons coming in.
Davi needs one big thing. This is exactly what he was about to get super. Oh,
that
no.
burns. That actually burns because Davi definitely had the right idea where you go in for the drop kick because that's the Mika special. We always see Mika players do that, but I feel like Juninho had enough time to back away and then punish with the EX fireball. Man, Davi is going to losers though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I would love to know exactly what went wrong there for Davi because it seemed to me like he was like a pixel away from building super. Did he think he was gonna do it and input it, but it wasn't there yet, or was he trying to get a standing reset into grab? And that didn't work out. You saw Juninho backed off. I don't know, but whatever it was. And it wasn't just that. Not a lot went right for him there.
Yeah, because, in those certain situations where, Davi did have activated V-trigger, but again, he V-reversal that. All the times that we've seen him do that, he just V-reversal because he doesn't want to be in, a certain mix-up situation. Because I know that if he blocked Nadeshko, Davi would have enough time to kind of go in for another mix-up or putting in more pressure. So just having V-reversal on deck there was just really smart. But in that little scramble at the end, it actually hurts my heart because I'm like, yo, the range for Mika's EX command grab is far.
Yeah.
You'd think that would hit, but no, Juninho had enough time to get away from that.
Did not work out. So for Juninho, as we just showed you, he's going to be in winner's side of top 8 for tomorrow. He's done for the day. Davi is going to go down to losers, and he'll be playing soon. Not right now, but soon.
Soon, S-O-O-N, guys.
But soon, and you know what else is coming soon? You know it. Street Fighter Duel! The Capcom authorized mobile game is now available for download in China with the global version coming. Put it in the chat for me soon. Fight along with Ryu, Chun-Li, and Ken against the Suzaku Castle. Further into the Shadowloo City, explore the mysterious organization, experience the classic stories with all your fighters, and recall your memories of the original Street Fighter. Your Street Legend is now back on track. Various fighting style encounters, stun, combos, super, an impressive array of fighting elements, and the associated combos offer you a new battle experience challenging your combat skill. The epic legend is reborn on mobile / will be reborn on mobile soon. Download Street Fighter Duel now, or soon, and let's fight for each other and join the journey with millions of players to become the best fighter.
And you know what else that we have, with a bunch of million players, we do have the World Warrior stuff going on too. There's a lot, I love this so much because, you're able to play at your local. And, there are some people that can't even travel to some of, the majors that I mentioned, like Combo Breaker, CEO, or Evo. But you can play in these online tournaments. I did Super Saturday actually last weekend, and it was super fun to see a bunch of Chicago heads or just Midwest heads, just playing their hearts out to get that spot. at Capcom Cup. So definitely check these out. You know, there's 26 different regions, 26 different regional champions. So definitely head over to CapcomProTour.com for more information and how to register for these awesome events.
The match that I'm looking forward to the most in the first round here is the match that we have coming up right after this break.
Oh my God. All right, see you guys later.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up turn defeat. So fight, time to fight. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are street fighters.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improving. A real problem, but I solve them all fakes proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling it in itself and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around, I'm full of time like I can keep score. Years I never thought it crossed before. When I get out on my knees, I got it digging it deep. I feel like I'm on the left, it really has got me. Since I went to win, no goodbyes. If you just let it get, I'm out in the skinny, ride around in the dreamy. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here. Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
this will be a good fight.
If you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you want to challenge, tell me what you wanna go me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny.
My secret arts should Street Fighter VI.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my cycle. It's time for trial. Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
Away with you.
Well, welcome to everybody back here at CPT Top 16, where we're looking at Brazil this weekend. We've had 3 matches so far on the winner's side. I'm Ultra David, and to my side here, I got Marine. What's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
How's it going?
What's up?
Man, it is hot today, but we are here with also some hot action, so it's gonna be a scorcher here. But we just got done with some of the 3 previous matches. You know, we did watch Jaleshi also get in top 8 against Jean, and then Ronaldinho versus Alexis. Ronaldinho getting in top 8. Davi and Juninho. Davi going into losers, which is very surprising. Juninho getting to top 8, and then the next one we have on winners is Horus, Pollen, and Dark.
So as I said, this is the one that I am most looking forward to among this first round. And why is that? Well, it's because these 2 players have been killing it, and they're so strong. They both are using characters that I think are super good.
Yeah.
And I guess they're seeing more Ed nowadays, but I feel like there should still be more G as well. Really going to be cool to watch from that side. But let's talk about what they're up to. So currently, we've been talking about the World Warrior program, as you mentioned just before the break. For Brazil, we've had 2 events so far, and after 2 events, second place is Horus Pollen. First place is Dark. So we got the first and second place players currently in the Brazilian World Warrior points qualifiers. We have a guy in Dark who got 5th place in the CPT last year. We got a guy in Horus Pollen who got up to 9th in the CPT last year. So lots of experience here, and currently 2 players who, as I said, are doing really well. So let's go in and see what Horus Pollen has to say.
So, Horus Pollen. It's very difficult to go far in a tournament like this without having to go through Dark. May the best win. I just like how he says that, yeah, like Dark is really strong, like you said before. Yeah, very strong player. And a lot of people have said Horus Pollen is also very strong.
Definitely.
But also to mention that Horus Pollen, he was just outside of top 8 in the previous Brazil CPT. So it was just really, I don't know, like of course it is heartbreaking to see because, like, yeah, everyone says that he's a really good player, but sometimes there are even players better than you. But, you know, there's a bunch of really good players in the scene. But this match is actually going to be super, super sick because one of them is either going to go to losers or one of them is going to go into top 8. But yeah, Ed, G, what do you think of the matchup?
Look, I feel like it's something that I should see more often because as I was saying about Ed, right? There's already an Ed qualified for a CPT. Like it's a character that we're seeing more and more. Very, very strong character this season. But many people ditched G after the last couple seasons of changes for the character, where he did get a couple of nerfs for sure. But what I love about him is that he also got some buffs so that V-Trigger 2, V-Skill 2 are more effective than before. And V-Trigger 1 is, in my mind, although maybe not as good, so much more interesting in the sense that you have to be a higher level on the character before you activate to make it last longer. I just think that like makes you play in a really interesting way. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Dark says he's been trying to qualify for the CPT since 2016.
Oh my gosh.
2016. He's already won 2 CPTs offline, but he's never won one online. Hoping to make his dream come true. We'll see if he does. He also says Horus is the player I face the most here in Brazil.
Oh, okay, so
they're
there's
going to know each other very well.
There's some familiarity and just knowing how to play against each other. And there we go, yeah, with the dash in, catches it. That's going to be a stun. Are we going to see a perfect for Dark? Horus Pollen.
A little more.
Oh, okay, there we go with the check.
Yeah, tried to check right there as well. Dark. Oh! Okay, level 3 G busting right through with the axe kick.
Yeah, that is super smart. And like, you know, of course, like keeping him in the corner, especially if things go wrong, you still have a backup plan of just applying just more pressure, just kind of play things out. No kidding, like, of course, like, these players know, like, how to play against each other and just knowing when to press buttons. It's like, oh, you're gonna throw a fireball? Yeah, like, right there. I'm gonna interrupt you, right there.
Dark's been doing such a good job of not letting Horus Pollen. Oh, he knew it! He knew it! Not even there did Horus Pollen get his turn. Here we go.
Yep, nice
Not quite there for trigger, it's close. Got it now.
Oh, wonder if he was waiting for a grab or something, but that's totally fine. He's able to get some. Oh no.
Lovely delay.
Yeah.
You can tell Dark's trying to evacuate. He does not want to be there. Uh-oh.
Evacuation complete.
Uh-oh.
Yup. There you go. Oh man, it's actually so scary in the corner when Ed did have like V trigger, and of course uses it, pushes you into there, but Horus Pollen was able to just, no, I'm just gonna back throw and then just do my thing here and there. 1-0.
In that mid-range, we didn't see a flicker, or if we did, like, I can't remember it happened. That's such an important tool typically, but where Dark was playing and the buttons that he was bringing out, like max range stand roundhouse, max range forward fierce, that kind of stuff, checking with strongs and with light kick now and then. It's just really hard for Horus Pollen to know where to be.
Oh, he tried to go for the check, but doesn't work out. And of course, the DP is just a little too far out of there.
That might be punishable. Ooh, but not too much.
Gosh, that button is so good. Dark knows when to press that too. Like just being so close to your opponent. Oh my gosh, right there. It could have been a whip punish.
Well, Horus Pollen just showed that he can dash in and get something going. Tried it again.
Yep.
He learned the same lesson that I was about to talk about, but Dark had already known what was coming.
Oh, there we go. A really good opportunity for Horus Pollen to get some really good damage in and apply pressure. Whoa, with the anti-air going for the back jump. Yeah. Taking a whip punish there, but
these buttons!
He's just chilling!
Come on.
He's just chilling!
The V-shift on reaction right there. After all this, like very active footsies. It's not really whiff punish footsies. It's very active trying to take control. To then also be ready to react, it's not easy to do, but he did it.
Yeah, again, just like, going back to phase one, just fishing things out. Oh, no check on the dash, but does get a counter hit. Such a good button.
Trigger's ready. Oh!
He's just letting him in all these times. All right, goes for the crossover, the anti-air, the trigger activation. Nice!
Great escape.
V-Ship is so good in this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good, but sometimes if you use it too much, your opponent can read that and crush counter you if you use it too much. Yep, goes for the button there again. And look at all the resources that Dark has. I know Horus Pollen does have one bar to try to at least pressure or like get in, but... Oh, there we go, the check. Nice.
Yeah, okay. Max range punish on that turned it into a knockdown. So good for Ed.
I wasn't sure if that's what he wanted. Okay, yep. That's gonna be really huge too. No. I was kind of waiting for a command grab, but just like doing a normal grab just to be safe on the other side, but it still gets hit.
Gotta look for a potential activation. Horus Pollen low blocking just in case for sure. Walks up, low blocks. You know what he's looking for. Dark not giving it to him. Very patient, to be honest, is Dark. He's got plenty of time on the clock. He's about to build super as well. So maybe he does not want to spend the EX low into activate. We'll see what he goes for.
Ooh, backdash away from the jump in. Look, they're just chilling because like they're just
Man, that could have been big. Here we go. Look at the time now. 15 on the clock. Dark running out of time. Yes, of course.
Yep, you gotta activate it. Goes for the command grab. Of course, he can't V-shift to get away from it.
Barely with life lead. Can he get
Yeah,
away?
he's backing away. Whoa! He's backing away. Yep, he's backing away.
Dark, what a way to end up taking it over Horus Pollen.
2-0. That was so smart because you know they're just dancing. They're just dancing mid screen, just waiting for the time to chip away. And it's like, all right, it's like at 17 seconds. We should probably do something.
Yeah.
And Dark was able to kind of win in that stressful situation because once he gets to the clock there, you're like, oh man, I gotta press something. But Dark going 2-0 over Horus Pollen.
At the beginning, as we were talking about, man, Dark had a ton of control in neutral.
Yeah,
His
no
footsies
kidding.
were amazing. His call-outs like that were great. But as it went on, you saw Horus Pollen was fighting a little bit better in neutral. Looked like he was a little bit stronger defensively at times. And even looked for the activation point, right? Hence blocking against the EX low into V-trigger. But that final mix-up from Dark was enough. If this had gone on longer, maybe a different story. But in this 2-0, that's all he needed.
Yeah, and there were like other situations where I think Horus Pawn, like, he kind of stopped dashing in so much, where like Dark was able to just check him over and over again. But then Dark was like, oh, maybe I should dash in. But Horus Pawn's like, no, I can check you too. So those are really good, mechanics that both players, of course, share. Because like we said before, these players probably played a bunch together, so they know how they play. So Horus Pawn going into losers, Dark proceeding into top 8 and plays tomorrow.
So that's it for the winner's side for today. That's all. We're going to be moving instead now to loser's side for the rest of the broadcast. We got Chocotone versus Joe Orochi to start things out. As you can see, the rest: Black Ninja XXX versus the Force 90, Baby Brazil versus Namikaze EXTM, V-Flow Didimokov versus Games Care Gus is going to round out our first round. We'll see what the second round looks like after we get through that. But the next one is going to be Chocotone versus Joe Orochi. Looking for Laura here versus Bison.
Yeah.
Now, Chocotone, 9th place last year, 13th place last year. For Joe Orochi, he got 17th and 9th last year. So neither one was able to quite make it to top 8, but they were both in this same position of being in top 16, trying to qualify through the loser side and not quite getting it. Joe Orochi is currently 19th in points in the World Warrior Brazil. He says about himself, I'm a former fighting game competitor, now a casual fighting game lover. Are you a casual?
You're in top 16.
Yeah,
what
did
are
you hear
you doing?
what I was just talking about in his recent tournament history? Are you a casual? I don't know, buddy.
Filthy casual.
I don't know, buddy.
Filthy casual.
Yeah,
100%.
right. That's what he's saying, yeah. But he also says that his opponent is a great player. He has a very strong Laura, and I will do my best. For Chocotone, his fact about himself, it's one that many of us are going to identify with. He says, I like to play in my free time. Too bad I don't have much free time to play.
Dude, you literally had enough free time to just get
Classic
yourself into
complaint,
top
man.
16.
I
Like,
know,
what
right,
are
yeah.
with these players?
Yeah.
I'm a filthy casual. I just have
I
free
just happened to
time,
be
you
here
know.
in the top 16 in the Brazil CPT, where there was 100.5 people who entered this thing.
And there's like a bunch of strong players
Yeah,
in this
definitely,
scene. Like,
yeah.
how could you say that?
Yeah. So Chocotone lost to Alexis, but he's also beaten Shades BR, who we talked about before, Mejia as well. Joe Orochi lost to Shades BR, but ended up qualifying over Horus OS.
Yeah, and I also want to mention that Chocotone did get top 16 twice from the previous one and top 16 in this one too. So that's
There you go.
really good. But again, free time, bro, come on. If you have enough free time, try to get yourself in top 8.
Talk to me about this matchup.
So Bison eats poop in this matchup.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 100%. He eats poop in this matchup.
Not advisable.
Yeah, don't do that, guys.
No. Not good for you.
But no, like I actually really like this matchup because anytime that Bison does Devil Reverse, you can just use medium punch as the anti-air, and that just totally negates whatever Bison's going to do. And it gets back into neutral. Hey, that's my color!
I've seen you play some marquee matches versus dictator players in your time. Ooh,
Goes for the overhead
interesting.
setup.
Yeah, and interesting to not quick rise as well.
Ooh, great catch. Chocotone gets chipped away, but Joe Orochi is just slowly putting Chocotone into the corner. Goes for the jump in. Perfect opportunity, especially charging up for the firefall for Chocotone. Ooh.
There's that corner control. Yep, juggle. Chocotone's in big trouble.
You can't be grabbing out here. Oh, goes for the crossover. That is tough. It's really hard because sometimes, like in the corner, you want to anti-air because you know that it may hit behind you, but there are a lot of Laura players that I know that would just like dash underneath and just get them on their side.
Okay, perfect time.
He's gonna go for the overhead again. No, but goes for the sweep. Overhead.
Yeah, very strong at mix-ups to start things out here, taking some commitments.
No, just to grab right at face value.
Boy. Out of there. Joe Orochi pressuring now. The low!
Ooh, we're gonna see another stun. Goes for the shimmy, but Chocotone using the reversal for being so patient.
Okay.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir, you can do that. You can jump on V-shift because it's not going to activate, like that still frame. That was a perfect opportunity for him. But Jaleshi does have a bar to kind of inch things down, but crush counter off of Chocotone.
Hoping to see some commitment there. Oh! Oh man, they're so active in that range!
Yeah, plus range, you'll have enough time to just like waltz right in. Just
There you
back
go.
dash.
Jaleshi taking his turn.
Oh, what the heck? Okay, but that's not gonna kill though. That's not gonna kill.
No. Wow! From that spot, the strong fierce. Here comes Orochi. The bomb.
Yep.
Yes, get the hit so the bomb's gone. Spending 2 reversals, but totally fine. Would have been safe there at max range.
Oh, okay. Try to go for your digital because it was expecting for a command grab. See, that's what I'm talking about. That button is so good against that. Like, just do medium punch, go back into neutral, or just like having it be your turn. It just goes for the forward throw, 1-0.
That was really good at the end to have the awareness for the strong anti-air. It was beginning to be so scrambly that to still like have that awareness of being ready to do that was impressive. So Chocotone taking game number 1. Really interesting neutral game between the two. They were just a bunch of buttons and some commitments in ways that are certainly not like level 1 commitments, not things that you would like do immediately.
I feel like it's just an online special where it's just like,
Okay,
I'm going to
yeah,
throw
yeah.
some buttons out to see if this works. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, well, I got to hold that.
This is a match between Chocotone in Sao Paulo and Orochi in Brasileia, so
Oh, okay.
there's quite a distance between these two that may be influencing what they're up to.
All right, yeah, it goes for the grab. But, oh my gosh, that's like the second overhead that Jaleshi hasn't blocked yet. Yep, fierce into the V-skill dash. It's his special. Jaleshi still has, V-trigger activation goes from the slide.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, cross
Oh!
up! He needs more. Yeah, I
Oh,
love the
yeah.
not quick rise. Very smart play.
We'll be walking around the fireball, and of course, building meter just for that one more bar, Chocotone, and also Jaleshi does have a little bit of a silver to fill that as well, right here.
What a tech. Here we go, party starter.
Oh, I wonder if you tried to just check the dash, but again, like just the fireball behind you, it's a little bit, I don't know, like very anxious to.
Oh, yeah. As the
Yeah,
defender there,
situation.
you're definitely anxious.
Yeah.
Even though you only needed 1 hit, right? Still scary spot.
Oh no, just a little too far just to punish the fireball underneath.
Chocotone scheming on match point. Okay. Oh my god, this is gonna be so much. Uh-oh. Big uh-oh. Into mix up to kill. What an escape! Here's Orochi.
Oh yeah. A little bit stingy, but that's okay. When you have that much health, you want to do something as much as possible, but there we go with the ignition.
Did this dude just whiff punish a roundhouse with bomb activation?
Yes, sir. Oh, goes for the critical art. I'm not sure if that would have sufficed. I'm not sure if you could do another combo afterwards to just get the stun off.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't matter. There you go.
It all worked out.
And I know a lot of people, they get a little bit angsty of like saving the bar, but if you want to use the bar just to like fully kill and maybe have like a little mix up afterwards, yeah, just do it.
Hey.
He's not checking those V-skill dashes. Oh, perfect opportunity, but no connection.
Right. Stabbing in just in case. Yeah, we're not seeing check regular dashes now, not just V-skill dashes.
Oh, nice backdash just to punish full screen of that slide. Goes for the command grab for Fierce Meaty.
Trying to close it out, you can tell.
Yes, sir. That is Chocotone going for just a regular B&B into the EX elbow. That's so safe to do because you're like, if I don't get this hit, I can still apply pressure, or do like crouching short, go into the command grab. But very, very strong. And like, it's hard. It's really hard with this matchup. So Yeah, Joe Orochi going home, unfortunately. Chocotone advancing into top 16 still.
Yeah, started off well for Joe Orochi. Of course, really good beginning to things here. But then as things, yeah, nice. As it went on, though, man, Chocotone's mix-ups and stolen turns, I think, really started to add up. His V-skill dashes weren't checked, as you talked about. Regular dashes towards the end were not getting checked either.
I feel like, yeah, those are huge because that's one of Laura's like best V skills. You know, you use that to like get under, let's say like crossover jumps or just doing mix-up potential and stuff. But Joe Orochi was unfortunate to not check those. And you know, it kind of sucks because like sometimes like you can't even see it coming. It's just like so fast. But Chocotone looks like he will be going against Horus Pollen in the next round. But hey, we got another match coming up here: Black Ninja XXX and the Force 90.
Black Ninja XXX underscore XX. Not just that, underscore. You can't see it on your screen. Lowercase x, capital X, lowercase x.
Oh,
that's right, baby. That's right. The ancient gamer tags. Former Call of Duty player. I don't know if that's true. But signing up here, we're expecting with Alex. And for the Force 90 with Ken. So I looked up some history, tried to find what Black Ninja had been up to. I couldn't find too much, to be honest. So I'm very interested to see what we have from this player here. For the Force 90, he lost to Jin, but he also beat Shushu to qualify for this thing. So he's the one who ultimately eliminated that player who, of course, in the past qualified for Capcom Cup many years ago, has been a strong player in Brazil for a long, long time. So shout outs to the Force for making that happen. He says, I really like fighting games. Street Fighter is one of the games I play a lot since I was little. I really like the character Ken, and I'll probably play Ken in maybe future titles as well. We'll see if that happens. He says, Black Ninja is a very strong Alex player, and I believe we will all have a great fight. Top 16 overall represents a lot of the best players in our scene, and it's going to be a great battle for sure. And for Black Ninja's side, he says, my opponent, the Force 90, is strong, unpredictable, and unorthodox. It will be a tough fight, but my goal is top 8. So we got a couple of dudes who've been playing for a long time. We got a couple of dudes who have a lot of respect, clearly, for the other. And Alex and Ken is the matchup that we're looking for.
That's going to be really fun because, you know, we don't see a whole lot of Alex.
Yeah.
And again, you know, one of the Brazilian locals, Rioran, he mentioned that, like, yeah, this is a very, very diverse bracket.
Definitely.
Where probably, like, one of the players, especially Namikaze, we mentioned that, like, he plays 2 characters and, you know, like they could have like a secondary to kind of like break the diversity pool, but you know, it's a really, really clean diversity pool, and I'm just really excited to see, you know, you don't see a whole lot of Alex.
That's true. But man, this character is a threat this season. And for people who have wanted to play Alex for a long time as their main, you can do it this season. This is the season where you can do it. Yeah, definitely.
Go hog wild, just do it.
Yeah. I mean, he still has good normals in mid-range. Yes, he has had for a long time. But now he has the ability to snowball better. His command grab is more effective from further away. Some of his hit confirms into extra damage work better. V-Skill 2 into different mix-ups than you had before available to you is another tool. And just, you know, over the years, they've improved him a little bit each season. It's not like he's had like a drastic big patch, but he's had significant patches like a few times in a row at this point, and he's really good.
Yeah, I would also say like Ken as well. Like he's also been very, very good. You know, I did see you know, a bunch of Ken plays, especially from the previous off CPT, Goldie, who is like a really strong Ken player. And it's just like, you know, he's just connecting leg kick over and over again, and then it goes into the confirms. And I'm just like, I would not be able to do that. I have P-brain. I can't do that. Nope.
So many different ways you can play Ken too. Do you want to play extreme neutral with punish Ken? Hit confirm Ken? Do you want to play like rush in Ken and, you know, big offense Ken?
Or Unga Bunga Ken?
You can definitely make that happen as well. So he's the kind of character where you can really express yourself, I think.
Oh, I wonder if you could get a trade off of that. Just go for like another combo. I've had that happen to me so many times where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to press a button. Oh yeah, EX stumps just to get over the fireball. That's super smart. And like the gap closure too. Gosh, that's huge.
Yeah, stomps better than before. Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Black Ninja. He's doing the 2-step.
XXX.
my gosh, yeah, we getting some hops here. The force 90. Oh, yeah, tries to go for the shoulder anti-air, but gets the crossover. Man, look at the force 90 just applying so much pressure, but Black Ninja is like, nah, you gotta chill, fam.
Oh,
You actually
baby.
gotta chill, fam.
Well, okay, stuck. He did do it! No, that's gonna be jumped right over. The force activation? No, doesn't.
He's ever gonna activate right here from a normal. Oh no, just backing away. Oh my gosh, just dashing back in. Black Ninja just letting him do all these things just around him. It's kind of like he's an annoying mosquito. Like you're trying to slap him out of the air, but you just can't. That's the force 90.
Yeah, what if the mosquito could do like a quarter to a third of your life pretty regularly, though? Like,
That'd be dangerous.
That
You'd
would be
actually be
dangerous.
dead.
no, thank you. Oh, beautiful. So into the V skill. Now canceling specials into specials if he gets the chance.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's just going in for these jump ins, but I know that Black Ninja probably might. Okay, yeah, he tried to do it, but I was gonna say like he probably not want to do anti-airs because he has been stuffed so many times.
Here we go.
Oh!
Ooh, he's got super as well. He's very dangerous.
Oh my gosh. And I feel like I know that that is punishable if he does it like a little further in, but he knew that he was spaced out just by like the little pinky toe. You're able to just kind of like get away from that. And of course, he had that much health. You just do whatever. Just do whatever. Just go ham.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot left to do at that point for sure.
Yeah.
And it seemed to me like Black Ninja was like really trying to maybe overplay his hand in terms of his way back in. I think he died while doing an elbow, for example. So he did not want to be patient there. He wanted to get back in right away.
Oh, what a whiff punish from the anti-air. All right, Black Ninja just waiting for the right opportunity to activate the trigger. Oh, okay. Trying to bait something out, especially with the arm chop.
Oh, boy. Yo, that was sick.
That's so cool.
Into pressure if he wants. Yes, he is.
All right, perfect. And also really close to stun here. Just one more hit, and that's going to be stun.
He did get hit, though. What a timing for the force. He blocked, or tried to anyway, and then DP. Yo, hit him. Yes.
That was sick. Yeah, he definitely put the brakes on Force 90 because he is just like going everywhere here. I'm just like, wait, what? He really did that.
The Force 90 was not ready for that one, though. You know, it's mostly been about the Force 90's jumps. We have not seen too many effective jumps from Black Ninja yet.
That's true, yeah. Oh, punish the low forward onto the lariat. Oh, yep, the one punish.
Turning it into good offense for himself, hoping for a crush.
Oh, there we go, it hits. I remember the last time like he tried to do that, but he got on the other side.
So patient there, just in case of DP. A little scared. Black Ninja waking up in trouble.
Yeah, there we go with the counter hit. I wonder if Black Ninja tried to check that dash in, but was a little too late on that. So the Force 90 sitting at match point, hoping to put Black Ninja in his place and letting him go home. Ooh, okay, okay.
You know. Yes. Happened to work out for him. Great recognition. The Hicken from was there. As he slowly tries to force the force into the corner.
Ooh, okay, trade, but Black Ninja gets the knockout there. Back at it again.
It's been good defense from the force after he's blocked those.
So yeah, he's just kind of late to see if that was going to happen again. Oh no, doesn't get a connector there. Oh, that was supposed to be like the EX Tatsu downwards.
Black Ninja playing it very differently than before. Remember how buttons he was at the end of the first game? Look at this man. He has not pressed the button in a while. He's patient. He's not jumping.
Oh yeah, he was buffering that. He was buffering the EX stomp there. Yep, there it is.
I really like his style right now. It's very close. Oh no, he tries to steal one too many things. And now he's on the back foot.
Nice anti-air, especially catching it from the back. Oh, he was waiting for EXDP. He was waiting for it.
Oh, no! Getting in there. So he's got the parry available. Okay!
Oh, yep. Grabbing out here. Doesn't work out for the Force 90. And the parry, but doesn't do anything.
No. Super available, 10 seconds.
Oh, the grab.
The force. Can he survive this? Wakes up with the 4-framer, and it works out. Wow, what guts. And Black Ninja did not have the true meaty. Maybe worried about the DP. Maybe he was a little late on what could have been a meaty because he's thinking about maybe Wake Up DP was coming. So shout outs to the Force for having installed that in Black Ninja's brain. He's going to be the one who moves on.
Yeah, and now it's just like a clean 2-0. So yeah, Black Ninja unfortunately going home. The Force still in the top 16. Yeah, like in that very, very last match where like he probably could have done EXTP, but even if Black Ninja did block it, he would have enough time to punish it and be able to have another life into getting into top 16, not going home and whatnot. But man, it is so unfortunate because the Force 90, he's actually playing like one of those really annoying Kens that you would find online, but it works though.
Oh yeah,
it works because it's like
absolutely.
it plays with your mind games, and then you're just like, man, what am I supposed to do? Like, what are the odds of you doing an EXDP or like an EX Tatsu right here, right now? But again, it works out just fine because, you know, it's not all because of buttons. You know, mind games are also played into playing fighting games too. But he is going to go against Davi in round 2 of losers.
Okay. So again, the Force was sent to losers by Jean, and then he took out Shushu. He moves on, as you said, through Black Ninja. Black Ninja was sent to losers by Ronaldinho in the first place, so he's out now for the weekend. Not going to happen for him in this CPT. There's other ways to get through with World Warrior, but for CPT, that's going to do it for him. You saw a look at what we're going to have in the next round, which will come soon.
Oh, dude.
When will it come? It will come soon.
Oh, SOON.
SOON. Soon is what to expect. Street Fighter Duel at, of course. The Capcom authorized mobile game Street Fighter Duel is now available for download in China with a global version coming when?
Soon.
Soon! The epic legend is reborn on mobile. Download Street Fighter Duel now and let's fight for each other and join the journey with millions of players to become the best fighter.
Oh, man. And you know what else that we have going on? We do have the CPT registration. So CPT will be going on a break for the next couple of weeks, but join us when we return with the Nordic Baltic region. Registration will be opening soon, so head on over to the CapcomProTour.com for more information on how you too can compete and register for your region's events. That is going to be super fun to watch. I'm actually really excited for that one. Because I know Reichman's Barnett is probably like also one of my favorite players in that region. You know, seeing him play in the Capcom finals, super, super sick. But, you know, we're also going to see some super sick matchups right before this match. Or no, right after this. So we'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Girl Scout. Yo.
Time to fight, time to fight.
time to play. You gonna keep me waiting, babe? Such a lovely face. Stop, kid. You're killing me here. And only one of us is allowed to do the killing.
No, I got you. Let's go. We're just getting started here. Who'll take control? And just bets it all on the dry rush. Solid anti-air. No resources to work with. They gotta do this the old-fashioned way. Wow, that took off a chunk. Wow, punish counter to save the galaxy. Woo! I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.
Let's go. I'm sure you're expecting a Chen reaction. Man, they just know the spacing way too well. You gotta be careful with this pressure. You know a prey is most dangerous when they're cornered. They're ready for the anti-air. That jump is too obvious. Oh, okay. That one hurt. Oh, here we go. Is it gonna kill? Is this gonna kill? I cannot believe they pulled that off. That was crazy.
That was a solid win. Give me your takeaways on what we just saw.
There is nothing more amazing than playing a close match with someone down to the wire like that.
Yo, I can't argue with you. What a game.
Hello, welcome back. It is the end of the summer, but it is getting hot in here. We got some hot matches. David and I are sweating.
You poor Midwesterner thinking it's the end of the summer. Let me tell you, maybe where you live, but here in SoCal, just getting started, baby. August, September, that's when it gets hot. And it sure is outside. It's 100 plus. What is it, 40 something? I don't know. It's pretty hot out there, but we're enjoying the Street Fighter anyway. Let's take a look at the bracket and what we got going on. We have two more left in round one of loser's side. We got Baby Brazil versus Namikaze, EXTM. Coming up next, and then after that, man, another one that I'm very much looking forward to in Didimokov versus Gus. But we'll talk about that one in a sec. Let's get first to talking about Baby Brazil versus Namikaze. So you could see we got quite a range in age right there. That's what I'm talking about. Baby Brazil. You know, it's kind of nickname where like, I don't know the story behind it, but like, you know, you're a kid and you're people are like, oh, it's Baby Brazil.
Or maybe it's like, why are your playstyles so baby?
Maybe. But now you're 39 years old, as I am myself. And you got the nickname Baby Brazil. I know how that goes. He says about himself, I'm an old school player, competitive player for, quote, millennia. Quite a while. And for Namikaze, so he started playing Street Fighter V with Laura, then switched to Ed, then Fang, and now I play more of Vega myself. So let's hear from him in terms of his quote.
So Namikaze. Well, as a fellow Fang player, I have experience in this first match, so I hope I can play a good game. And to my next opponent, whoever it is, will be difficult. Brazil is a very high-level region. And yeah, we were literally just talking about that, how there are so many great players in the Brazilian FGC, and how like half of like the people that have competed or like attended or registered for this tournament, they're all like high-level players.
Oh, yeah.
And then like just trying to get into top 16 is definitely a challenging journey to get into. And even in top 8, it's like, holy crap, I'm still alive. I'm here.
I think that's especially true for Namikaze, who actually lost to BND Muttley in first round. First round loss. And ever since then, he's been making his way back. He qualified into this top 16 over Bruno Masters. For Baby Brazil, he lost to Juninho Ross, who, of course, we saw earlier, doing pretty well. He then beat Mozart to actually qualify for this. He is currently 25th in points in the World Warrior in Brazil. Last year, he got 17th and 25th in the CPTs. So he's 25th currently in points. You know who else is 25th currently in points? Namikaze. So both of these players are in the same point situation when it comes to the World Warrior program out in Brazil. They both have played Fang, but we're definitely looking for this to be Fang versus Claw. Show me Fang versus Claw.
It is Fang versus Claw. I was hoping for the Fang mirror match.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. That would be just fun to watch, but hey, not going to happen here.
Yeah, so like this match, it is going to be, I would probably say maybe a little tiny even, or of course Vega does have, you know, the Claw on just to get more range into just punishing for punishing. So,
yeah, he's got that V-skill too as well, so he can get through stuff.
Jeez,
oh, he is harassing. Yeah.
Yeah, shaving his hairs off.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, okay.
Baby Brazil has not been able to set anything up. We have not seen an up wall. We have not seen a carpet. Trying to get underneath probably that stand strong with the crouching roundhouse. Now he's got sweep activated at least, but Namikaze is not even playing in that range. Look at this range that Namikaze is playing at.
Yeah, Namikaze could just probably... Oh my gosh, that is so fast. I was going to say, like, Namikaze could just keep doing that over and over again because I know that Baby Brazil wants to, like, you know, throw in, like, the poison balls or the poison cloud. Just like that. There we go with the EX.
No, but right there, at +1 and Vega with the 3-framer, Fang does not get a free turn afterwards. Okay. But I do think you can see what Namikaze was talking about in terms of his familiarity with the matchup. Yeah, getting out of there. He's, again, playing from this range that Fang just has not been able to get too much setup at. That was the first mine and first kind of, like, ground control that we've seen.
Ooh, go for a low forward. That was a little tricky because it's like, am I going to stand block or something?
Okay, did some good gray life, a little chip damage, a little poison damage. Oh!
Oh, yep. Punish with the slide off of that sweep.
That said, I mean, Baby Brazil, although he's not able to do, I think, all the stuff he wants, he is playing us slowly enough that he's okay. Turns into the plus frames. Namikaze takes his turn right back. He's got super.
Dang. You know, I actually take it back. It is definitely not an even matchup. Vega definitely wins this.
It looks tough. It looks tough for Fang, yeah. Maybe that is Namikaze's experience on this. Because, again, we've seen him play outside of the little range that Fang would like to play. He's got some rangy buttons, of course, but we have largely seen Namikaze playing outside of Fang's sweep range, outside of Fang medium punch range, at a range still where he can pester in with his own forward fierce. Or, as we've seen a couple times, EX to roll through if there is an intended up ball or cloud. And that just did not go well at all for Baby Brazil.
Yeah, so, again, you know, like, he did try to, like, we only saw him do, like, the poison balls just, like, once. Because he knows that if he does it, like, really close, obviously, yeah, like, the standing strong coming from Vega.
Sure.
That's just going to crush counter. Because, like, he crush countered him probably, like, twice in that first round.
Yeah,
just
that forward fierce is doing work.
Over and over again.
So, Baby Brazil has gone back to character select.
Yes.
We didn't hear that there's another character to look out for him, right? He told us that it's just going to be Fang. We heard from other people that it should just be Fang. But that went pretty badly. So maybe there's the chance of him switching to some alternative. We'll find out shortly.
So you did mention that he did play Laura, and then he did play Ed, and then now Fang.
That was Namikaze.
That was Namikaze?
Who was mentioning that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So then, yeah, who else does Baby Brazil play?
Maybe we'll find out. His quote as well is, he says, mirror match, no, please. Put Vega. So he wanted to play against Vega.
Yeah.
That's what he was hoping, but boy, that did not go well. So, all right. He's not going to change the character, but no, he did. He has V skill 2 and he has V trigger 2.
Got it.
So V skill 2 is this funky parry that doesn't parry EX moves, but does at least parry other stuff. Did he have that before, actually? Maybe. No, he had... I don't think we ever saw V-Skill 1 or V-Skill 2, to be honest, right? In game number 1. Maybe I just didn't look and I expected it was Trigger 2. Sorry, V-Skill 1.
Oh, what a challenge. Just ended his turn just right there. But V-Shift, yeah, again, like just going back into those basics. Yeah, just throwing mediums, throwing strongs.
He tried to back off and get to a range where maybe he could set things up again, but
Yep.
Namikaze just walked right through.
Yeah, again, like we were just saying how Baby Brazil can't throw, like right there, poison balls, and Namikaze is just kind of like ready to punish whatever. Yeah, like right there, he could have been right there, but gets hit twice, totally fine, because he gets the setup.
Yeah, you'd rather have open, for sure.
Ooh, trade.
Yeah, there it is, though. Not your free turn afterward, if you're Fong.
Oh, that's so smart. He catches his little slither.
Yeah.
But no, like again, you know, because like of course in those fireball situations, you just want to like slither and just kind of like mix up your opponent. But Namikaze had the right idea of just using like EX Barcelona and going in. Oof, I thought that was gonna hit.
Tough look for Baby Brazil. Okay. Doing a better job at fighting at this range, but now just even a little bit further than that is not as effective as you could see. So Fong actually kind of wants to be a little closer than he does in many other matchups. Interesting.
Yeah, look at that. He's just not doing anything too fancy. He's just trying to, yeah.
Esther with your safe stuff. Some characters can definitely punish forward fierce from range, but it does not look like Fang's one of them.
Oh, the whip punish into the critical art. That is definitely not going to kill, though. Just a little bit health left, but Baby Brazil does have V-Trigger. Oh, goes for the shimmy. Gets hits. 2-0, Namikaze.
Very convincing stuff.
Gosh, what
Lovely
the
play
heck?
by Namikaze EXTM. I loved it. And as he said, I have experience in this first match as a fellow Fong player. So he knows the character that he was just playing against very well.
Right.
And he really made it count. His spacing was just top notch. So he moves on. He'll play against Alexis in the next round.
And unfortunately, Baby Brazil is going sleepy time. And taking a nap. But hey.
39-year-old taking a nap. You know what? Once you reach our age, it really circles around and you do start taking naps again.
No, I've been taking so many naps now that like after I eat, before I eat, or I just like, man, I'm tired. Just gonna take a nap here. But hey, Baby Brazil played it so well. Unfortunately, we will be seeing him hopefully in the future, seeing in other CPTs. But we have another really good match.
Yeah, one that we're definitely looking forward to big time. This is going to be Didimokov versus Gust. Vinon Flow Didimokov versus Games Care Gust. So Dalsum versus E-Honda, and Didimokov is a player that has had a ton of success on the world stage. We've seen him in big tournaments across North America, across Asia. He has traveled for sure, and that's been the case throughout Street Fighter V. And so I'm happy to see him here. You know, his CPT over the last couple of years as we've been online has not been really what he wanted. So he got 25th place in CPT Brazil 2021 number 2. He got 7th place in CPT Brazil number 1 last year. But, you know, this is the kind of guy whose, I think, expectations are a little higher than that. He's in loser side because he lost to Davi, but he did beat HK Dash, one of the best players in the region, in the loser's side to qualify. So Gust is currently 4th in points in the World Warrior, so doing well so far. Last year, he got 17th in the CPT Brazil number 1, but he got 2nd place in CPT Brazil number 2. So he made it all the way to the grand finals, ended up, of course, not getting the dub, but very close to being able to do so, and he is still a big threat. He, too, lost to Davi, so both of these players, having been sent to losers by Davi, end up meeting here. Gust then took out Zangief Bolado, who made top 8 in one of the CPTs last year, to make the top 16. So Dalsum versus Honda. As a Honda expert, what do you think?
David, you play Honda. Why are you asking
These
me?
are actually the two characters that I play in Street Fighter. Yeah, this is a very interesting, volatile match.
Sure.
And it's a match where if I were to say that one of the characters has the advantage, I would say Honda does. But I don't think that it's by much. I think instead more of the issue is that as Honda, you know, you're just out there pressing buttons. You're pressing the punch, punch, punch. You're doing a headbutt now and then. You're doing an EX butt slam, and that's like all hard for Dalsum to deal with. But Dalsum can deal with all that stuff. You just got to be a genius about it. You have to be like
you got to be big brain.
Very aware at all times, and it's like draining in a sense.
Sure.
So again, it's not that I think the matchup is that bad. It's just that I think that one player can like kind of be doing stuff, and the other player's like, you know, like the classic gif of like one person punch one punch, the other person like flowchart thinking about all the options. And
oh, dude, I love that meme.
That's like kind of how this is. And I say that as somebody who plays both of these characters, so it's a fun one to watch. We'll see how it goes. I've always really liked watching Didimokov's Dalsum. He's always had a very unique take on the character.
It's very, very unique, yeah, definitely, because, you know, there are a lot of, like, rushdown Dalsum players, because I feel like that's how you should play him, but, you know, you just keep playing him as, like, spacing things out, and, like you said, Ihana just doing, like, the headbutt just to get in like that.
Yeah, exactly right. Great spacing right there by Didimokov, who goes in for pressure. Yeah, one of the best ways for Sim to deal with this, honestly, as you said, really is playing offense, because his offense is great, and Honda does not have very good defense. One hit boost. Oh, baby!
He had the right idea, but just a little far ways out.
Getting a couple of plus frames, not there anymore. So here's Gust, and Didimokov just chooses for offensive hero.
Oh, nice, but no punish off of that.
Yeah, it's about as much as he gets.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly. Didimokov patient. If he goes to the sky, I think Gus is hoping for that.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Chance for pressure. Yes, EX again, and the armor comes into play.
Man, yeah, that is like literally the main solution to deal with those drills. Just do EX headbutt, and especially like just pushing your opponent away if they still had, you know, a little bit of health to live. Oh, on the way down.
Here's some good chip. Great slide, expecting the EX butt, denying.
Oh,
baby!
It's like, where are you going? You ain't teleporting anywhere.
Woo! He's all the way in here. Oh, lovely stuff by Didimokov. He's gonna go in for mix. Not quite.
Oh, jump over. Interesting. You know, you'd think that they would, like, Gus would do, like, EX butt slam or something to get out, but no!
Definitely some execution errors on both players' side. Here we go. Into setup.
Yep, V-reversal, get off of me. Don't want to become barbecue.
Oh, he was ready for it. Didimokov went to the sky, hoping to see the headbutt. Hoping to teleport to the other side as Honda sailed underneath, but that is not what happened. Gust expected that. Stand fierce for the punish.
You know, you were also saying how like you need to be big brain to do like those teleportations, just to try to get around Honda. Yeah. But no, like Gus is so ready. He's like, hey, I see you teleporting. I'm just gonna do like fierce, or I'm gonna do EX headbutt or like EX butt slam. It's crazy. You know, like he definitely knows the matchup for sure.
Oh yeah, both very good players. Setting up the B skill too.
Oh, the backdash. Yeah, I kind of like that.
So I'm just laughing. Demonic stuff.
It's your eyes like lighting up in fire.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The man has done 2 headbutts and an EX butt slam so far. Okay.
Oh no! Take it back to the corner. Oh god.
Didimokov lived, but not by much, and in fact, it's going to be match point now for Gust.
David, what is this character?
Look at that big sweaty guy. I identify with him right now, I can tell you that. That's what you want! Oh
no! Yep, definitely an execution error. That's super unfortunate,
so
but that's
important to be
okay.
able to float on top of what you think headbutt's going to be. Here's offense. You were talking about. Got to make this run.
Ooh, yeah, he's trying to punish it with a sweep, but it doesn't work out. Now putting Gus into the corner. EX butt slam! Oh, that's tight! I like that.
Oh! Just Didimokov in trouble.
Oh, nice. Yep, very prepared. Nice. There we go, barbecue time. Yeah, you can't do that raw again. He's not going to fall for it. Didimokov still alive. This is good. This is good. Taking it easy.
Mm-hmm. Setting things up for what he hopes is going to be a mix-up. Still in for a mix-up.
Oh, I got hit. I definitely got hit.
Plus frames on Fierce. Yes. Oh, lovely anti-air as well. Didimakov's killing it right now.
Yeah, this is a really good range for him to be, but Gus, yeah, just dashing in, trying to find like a really good gap closure. Yeah, like right here
So
on the landing.
good. What a great punish. Or whip punish, sorry. Here comes. Oh, he's got the V-Rev. Yes.
Yeah, just one more combo, then it'll be stunned off of Didimokov. Yes, sir. That is it. Guys.
Wow.
2-0. David, what happened?
What happened? Yeah, look, like I said, it's not that I think that this is a terrible character matchup. It's just that you really got to be on point at all times as Dhalsim, and if you're not, Honda can get away with stuff, and it can be really tough. But shout outs to Gus, who I think is a very strong player and made a bunch of great reads, did exactly what he needs to do to get the dub. And he's going to move on in loser's side. Again, having been sent down to losers as they both were by Davi, but he's still moving forward. So Gust has now taken out Zangief Bolado and Didimokov on his way through, among other players.
Man, yeah, I was gonna say like Didimokov and Gus have something in common where like they got beat by Davi, but unfortunately Didimokov is going home and Gus, you know, becoming the Capcom finalist champ in the previous CPT, still going strong in losers. Man, that is just like crazy good. Like you said before, where Honda just literally demolishes Dhalsim, unless like you know when to read like, you know, the butt slams or, you know, doing all these like really tight frame traps or like just whip punishes and stuff. It's just really crazy to see that Gus is so dominant in that match. He's like, no, I'm not scared. Just gonna do these headbutts, do these butt slams.
Played it great. Absolutely. So that's all of our first round done. We've now played all the way through winner's side. We've now played all the way through first round of loser's side. Next one we got coming up is going to be Bounce Horus Pollen versus Chocotone. So we saw Horus Pollen play versus Dark, and we talked that matchup a lot because both of those players are doing so well right now. Horus Pollen, as we mentioned, is currently second in points in the World Warrior in Brazil. Dark is currently first. So second in points, Horus Pollen, now hoping to make it through in loser's side over Chocotone, who got sent down to losers by Alexis. As a reminder, he then took out Shades BR, he took out Mejia as well. Now he's going to have to take out Horus Pollen, a very strong player, a tough match as a player opponent. But we've seen Chocotone in big situations like this before. You know, for him, he has made it into the top 16 for CPT a couple of times at least. Last year he made it in both times, is what I should say. He got 9th and 13th. So big bummer if he ends up in that same kind of position again, right? Just outside of the top 8, not quite there on the Sunday day, ending things off on Saturday. It's not something he wants to see happen again.
No, because like it'll definitely sting because you're just kind of like, man, you know, like I did learn what I can from my my previous run at the previous CPT, or even just like, you know, the World Warrior events or like your locals and stuff. Like obviously you want to do really, really good, but going against like one of the best players in the Brazilian FGC, Horus Pollen, it's definitely gonna be a challenge. So yeah, the Ed and Laura matchup, how I've played against this, it's just I feel like it favors in Ed's side, but Laura can definitely get around and block some of the stuff, because I know that if you just do the regular BMB and an Ed tries to do the DP, you have enough time to block that and punish whatever you can. So that's one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to. Yep, there's the anti-air with the medium punch. It's such a good anti-air.
Ooh, already waking up with a 3-framer.
Yep, dash up, you can't do that. It's either you do the fierce or time the light elbow.
Chocotone's already ready to go on trigger. Here we go.
Oh,
that could have been big! Yeah, absolutely. Horus Pollen at a comfortable spot, not taking any risks being too close.
Ooh, dash up opportunity.
Oh? Okay.
Yeah, that is going to punish that. Oh, nice job!
Oh, interesting. interesting.
I wonder if he read the V shift, because if he did V shift, he would get punished for that. But it was a little bit scary, especially with how much health you have.
Situation where you got to make the mix happen, and sometimes it doesn't work on your side.
Right. But that works on his side, blocking it just right.
Missed the jab!
I felt that.
Oh, beautiful stun on deck. There it is.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
Not done yet, but almost. He's got to act. Oh, no!
That could have been a V-trigger activation, or Horus Pollen could have done V-reversal just to put him back in the little kitty zone, just to bully him out. Man, that definitely hurts, because I saw that Chocotone try to do, like the double jabs into EX elbow. That definitely sucks. I wonder if he saw that he was close to him, but just one jab into EX elbow would have been fine, but just a double jab, your turn ends there.
Well, I see what you're talking about in terms of that neutral game right there, and Ed having some control. But I would say even on top of that, it just seemed to me like Horus Pollen's understanding of where to be maybe as a player more than as a character was really effective.
Sure. Yeah, the Fierce is really good too, just to kind of like push yourself a little forward. But of course, I have seen Chocotone using like, a little forward into light elbow.
Great defense here by Horus Pollen. Oh, nice.
Ooh, the sway. That was tight.
Yeah. All the way into the deep corner. Okay, Chocotone's out.
1, 2, 3. Oh, mid punish for the forward Fierce from Chocotone.
Oh, yeah! He got trigger off of that crush as well.
Yep, here we go. Party time.
Oh, look at this defense! Look at this defense for Horus Pollen. Let's go. To weather the storm of a trigger Laura right in your face. Not easy.
Yeah, dude, Horus Pollen isn't scared. It's like, Laura activated V trigger. I know you're going to go Unga Bunga, but I'm going to go Unga Bunga too. Horus Pollen sitting at match point, hoping to put Chocotone in his house. Going home.
Okay. Chocotone's in. There's the catch. Horus Pollen did not let Chocotone get away with that kind of forward movement more than twice.
Oh, checks in like the V-skill backdashing in.
Just very safe stuff by Horus Pollen. On reaction again. We've seen Sway there. We've seen EXDP there. Hey, here we go.
The fears after, and then like a command grab. That's pretty nice. But Horus Pollen just trying to close things out. This is definitely going to close it out. Ba-bang! Chocotone struggling to get through Horus Pollen. Literally like just a really big rock in his way, just trying to get into top 8. But Horus Pollen's like, no, I got to get into top 8. And he did.
The defense there is really what stands out in my mind by Horus Pollen. When Chocotone was right in his face with V-Trigger Laura trying to mix things up, and it wasn't even like he was depending on, risky V-shift or on V-reversaling out of situations.
Right.
He reacted with V-shift a couple times. It wasn't random. He reacted with V-skill through Fireball. He reacted with EXDP. I don't think those were him taking risks. I think those were him seeing what was happening and then getting out of it on reaction. So fantastic defense by Horus Pollen. As you said, moves him into the top 8.
Yeah, I was also going to say, like, just listening to the game also helps, too, because once you hear, like, that, like, static or that spark, it's like, oh, okay, got to do the thing. I know when to, like, do that sway or do the EXDP. Like, it's there. And, the sound definitely helps you trying to get through those matchups and whatnot. But, yeah, really, really great match. Holy crap, I'm, like, sweating just watching that.
I mean, we're sweating anyway. Yeah. But including while we're watching that, definitely true. All right, let's talk about something that's coming presently. Nearby in time.
Oh.
Not too long from now.
Does it start with S?
You might say soon is when to expect Street Fighter Duel, the Capcom authorized mobile game, which is now available for download in China. And again, that global version is coming soon. The epic legend is reborn on mobile. Download Street Fighter Duel now. And let's fight for each other and join the journey with millions of players to become the best fighter. Soon.
Soon.
You want me to say soon?
Yeah, no,
soon.
I just wanted you to say soon.
There you go. Soon!
Ooh. But another thing that you guys have been watching, these CPTs, whoever gets first place does get the awesome CPT tracksuit unlocked for everyone to use. And like, I always love seeing these tracksuits because I'm like, dude, they look really comfortable. Like, I actually wear them. Yeah. So again, these tracksuits are coming to your way. The event's winning character will unlock the following Tuesday. So it's time to root for the players representing your favorite characters to get these new costumes free. I like these. I don't know. It just makes my character look super comfy. So yeah.
So far, Luke, Falk, Dalsim, Jury, Cody, Bison, Birdie, Colleen, Balrog, and Seth and Karen have taken it. So that means that we have a ton of characters available here who are still in, who can make things happen. Talking about Rashid, Nash, could be Ryu maybe if Juninho plays him. We got Mika still in here. We have a whole bunch of other. We got a Sagat still in here, of course. There's others maybe to look for. Claw, etc., etc., etc. Honda's going to take the big W.
Okay, yeah,
so
yeah.
anyway,
okay, yeah.
if you're interested in any of those characters, please follow along throughout the weekend. Find out which one ends up taking it.
Yep, and I think we do have 3 matches coming up, but hey, we're going to take a break, literally get up, stretch, get some water. It's hot! It's so hot! I'm going to like wash my hands in cold water for probably like 3 minutes like straight because this is super hot. But hey, we got some more hot action coming through here. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon, guys. Oh.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned to defeat. So fight, time to fight. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are street fighters.
So then, you really want to go through the trouble? Fine.
Oh, we caught him in action! Reeled back in his seat. He's like, if this is your first time tuning into Street Fighter League, where have you been? We've been waiting for you.
This is Street Fighter League.
Looks like I can have a little fun now.
We're about to take you on a mad, wild journey.
Oh my God. I was actually in awe.
Street Fighter League is coming to see who is the best in the world. And I'll tell you right now, it's only the beginning.
I will fight you.
Gachiku!
Oh, wow,
Gachiku. Oh, that is really unfortunate. You saw that exchange right there. We've seen Sakonoko would punish it a couple of times, but the jump bags, Kino stealing it all back from Gachiku. You can't jump in the corner! What are you doing? Oh!
Oh my God, just 1 second left and it runs out the clutch. Just teasing, just lots of tea. Get the kettle warmed up.
And he gets the stun. That was nasty.
It's even more an international players ball. We're getting players from all over the world. And I said it before, but we're getting the best players here to show you guys off.
No time to be wasted.
I think there's gonna be more than enough to jump in.
There's no escape.
That was actually perfect.
That was actually ridiculous. Can I get the digital scissors on
that? Let's begin.
Look, if you're at home watching, please know that you're watching history right now. Best players in the world. This is a dope set of Street Fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for the pinnacle of Street Fighter V, look no further.
Sometimes I hunt for the
Look at the crowd going mad. Oh my God, that's gonna do it. Gachiku got it. He is your champion.
Hold up.
Hell yeah.
Oh!
Oh no!
Whips.
What was that? Was that the low? Oh
back-to-back champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the new guard takes out the legend.
This one is where dreams are made.
I said USA invades the stage here.
And I cannot express how much this means to recall.
But this morning I chose to wake up. Everything. There's no escape. Anything. Everything. Everything. I swear I'm ready. Let's do this. Bring it on. It's not enough. Let's party. Everything. Everything. Tell them I'm ready for anything.
You have just tuned in to the culmination of years of work.
Rest the other way. Somebody call an ambulance. Not for me, but for you.
Is the best, without a doubt, Street Fighter V player in the world.
So don't you ever think y'all gon' let me down. Woo! Swear right now I'm ready to fight.
Welcome back to the Capcom Pro Tour, where we are watching the Brazilian scene play it through in their top 16 today, trying to get into that top 8 for tomorrow. Most of the players have done so who are going to do so. We know what's happened on winner's side already. That's been done for a while. We have had one finished on loser side. Now we have, as you said, 3 remaining matches to determine who will make our loser side top 8. Let's check out the bracket and show you where we are at.
Yeah, so again, you know, a lot of really great matches to get here at the end of top 16, but again, we do have 3 matches to go through. So we do have Davi and the Force 90, Alexis, Namikaze, and then Jean. Is it Jean? Jean?
Jean. We're just going to say Jean.
Jean. Okay, no, you're right. And Gus. So the previous one that we were watching was Chocotone with Horus Pollen with the Ed and Laura matchup. That was scary. Like, Horus Pollen was just so strong to just kind of like pull through, not scared of any of the Laura shenanigans. And then we also watched a match with Gus and Didimokov, where Gus, you know, being the Capcom Finals champ, was able to reign over Didimokov, knowing that like he's a really good Dawson player. We all know him for sure. And then Baby Brazil, Namikaze, really clean matchup, and then we see him in the round 2 losers. So just a bunch of really hot action matches coming to your way. Super excited to see these last 3 here.
Yeah, and again, for Davi, right, the match has already gotten through Gust and Didimokov down here because he lost to Juninho Ross. So for Davi and that Mika, got another chance up here. The Force 90, remember how that Ken played? It was at times very solid, and at times very fast, taking some risks as well. And that kind of mix between, you know, sometimes definitely doing wake up DP, right? Sometimes definitely dashing in there, stealing turns to get in there. And then other times just slow, cautious, whiff punishing, hard to know what's going to come next. That kind of player is really tough to play against. Really hard to make the reads about what to expect coming up in any individual situation. Now, both of these guys from Minas Gerais, so maybe there's some familiarity between them. We'll see. These are definitely 2 characters where you want to have the familiarity if you're going to get the W, especially with the ways that these 2 are playing.
Yeah, and like you said before, how the Force 90, he has like probably like 3 or 4 different play styles where he's like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. But you're not expecting it. But then we have Davi literally playing Armika, you know, just a gambling character. I actually want to see how this plays out and see how Davi is able to kind of like just chop down all of the different wild card play styles that the Force 90 has. Yeah.
First 2 to make it into that top 8 in loser side. We're going to space to do it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Just like that into the corner. That was 9 seconds to get into the corner. Oh, boy.
All right, back in the corner you go.
and back to trying to zone and play patiently. As I said, right, we talked about Force 90's style. There was a lot of him just backing off and trying to feel confident about neutral gameplay, but sometimes he then turns it on. It's just hard to know what's coming up. Right now, trying to play a little bit slowly. No! Davi with such a great response.
Yeah, Davi also just kind of sitting there too, does not want to lose his place. Anti-air.
Oh,
right? Yep.
Expecting that Davi would worry about wake-up DP, so wake-up buttons. I love it.
Yeah, backdash away.
Oh, that's so good. Yo! Underneath, gonna get super. No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, there we go. The command grab that you least expected, especially at the last bit of that health too. Davi looking very strong, just trying to figure out like what the Force 90 play is, but Force 90 has to also figure out like what his game plan is. Break.
Ooh, and it was crouching, so a little bit more pressure. Oh, jeez. Way out of the corner now.
There's the microphone that we were talking about. Yup, get hit by it. It's so good.
Nice. Okay, that actually just might be a straight up punish on the roundhouse. Just thinking about the frame data there. Lovely stuff by Davi.
I wonder if he was waiting for, like the DP and then punish from behind, but Force 90 was able to get the DP off there. Feature activation from Davi. Another DP.
Turning it on. What? You blocked Ken's crouching medium punch and you did giant swing? Genius.
That was very genius. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Like, I feel like Davi, like, of course, like if he gets hit by a DP, it's like whatever, but he has been trying to like block it or expecting it to happen. You know, like he did jump over Ken to see if he'll be able to punish him from behind. But the Force 90 was like, I'm just going to do it at like just the right moments. I feel like you're going to press the button, so I'm going to do it right here. But Davi going 1-0 over the Force 90. Let's see what the Force 90 has in stock here.
Trying to get over what he thought was going to be charged roundhouse. Oh, killer ranges out of Davi.
Yeah, there we go. He just walks in, just grabs, and then goes for a command grab right afterwards. Applies more pressure. Oh, no!
Yeah, a couple of chances on both sides. Okay, finally the Force 90 converts. He can get like run attack. Well, there you go. Here's no.
What? All right, get ready, Nadeshko.
What a block! Ah!
There it is. He blocks it. He was teabagging. Did you see that? He was teabagging.
Let's go.
He was so teabagging. Yo, Davi was like, you play so random, so crazy. I'm going to teabag it just to put the icing on the cake.
Oh, jeez. For all those people to see in the background. There's a camera back there and everything.
He's like, yo, he teabagged. Oh, no anti-air coming from Davi, but the Force 90 is still finding a way yet to get out of the corner. But back you go.
Oh, yes, here we go. Not punished well, unfortunately. The Force 90 is going to be in trouble.
Oh, same side, goes for the DP again. There we go, the jumping combo. That is going to be a lot of damage. Just one more. He does it again.
I don't see why not, to be honest. I love it. The Force 90 activates Scale Plus Round 2. Still there. No. Backing off his Davi.
Yep, there we go with the EX grab from the air. Davi 2-0. Man, that is so funny because, you know, like I said earlier before the match, I just wanted to see these two players just duke it out because Davi playing Armika, where you're trying to guess and go super unga bunga. The Force 90 having like 3 to 4 gameplays or game styles that you just don't even know like how to react to. But Davi's not scared. He's like, no, like I play that character that does that too, and I know how you play. Man, just such confidence coming from Davi. Even from the teabag, dude. I don't know, like anytime I see people teabag, I'm like, yo, he did the thing.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right that he did really know how the Force 90 plays. It's just having seen them play here, it seems to me like this is definitely not the first time that they have battled. Yep, there it was. and yeah, that right there, freezing the screen, so you get the on reaction EX wingless. Just lovely play by Davi. Not just in terms of character matchup, but in terms of player matchup as well. So he's qualified for the top 8. He will play against Horus Pollen in loser's side tomorrow. It should be a good match. Should be an interesting match between these two. Now we have 2 more to decide the last 2 in top 8. First up, going to be Alexis, who's Sagat we saw earlier. Remember how it was tough for him to deal with Ronaldinho's Nash. And then we have Namikaze, whose Claw gave maybe an even tougher time to his opponent, Baby Brazil, and that Fang was really shut down by what Namikaze did with Claw.
Yeah, and of course, we should remind ourselves that Namikaze also plays Fang. So against this matchup, I wonder if he's going to switch over to Fang just so he's able to easily slither his way in to apply more pressure on Sagat, especially when he's just throwing fireballs. But his Vega, seeing it in a previous match, was just so strong.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
Yeah. I feel like Vega has a bunch of ways to shut down what Sagat likes to do. You know, he does have a couple different tools to get through projectiles, for example, both in V-skill and in special moves. Actually, a few ways, now that I think about it, in special moves. He's just got really fast walk speed and jump speed, so probably not going to be easy for Sagat to, know exactly where the Vega player is going to be. He's got far buttons, things like stand strong is plus frames from a third screen away. If you're even further away, things like forward fierce can shut things down. So I'm imagining that this would be not an easy draw for Sagat either, but we'll see. Alexis, although he did end up losing to Nash, there were times in there where it seemed like he had the upper hand. Not most of the times,
yeah,
to be clear, but there were definitely some moments in there where it seemed like even in what looked like a tough match, he could still battle back well. So he certainly seems like the kind of player who can take even a tough match and make it work for him.
Yeah, it's just like, obviously, I haven't really seen a whole bunch of his matchups, so definitely something for me or like us to learn more about. But it's going to be good regardless. Both of these players are really, really strong.
Definitely. So Alexis, again, he started out in winner's side here in the top 16. Bummer to go to winner's side top 16 and then not to make the top 8. It's always a heartbreaker, but that's exactly what Namikaze hopes will happen. He does start out with Claw. So stand strong forward here is going to be huge parts of this. V-skill through going to be big parts of this. He can slide underneath high tigers.
Yeah, and that's like usually his gameplay. Like we did see him just, throwing out strong, throwing out medium. It's all good all around. Ooh, okay, and the tray with the fireball.
Again, that said, Alexis, although he ended up losing right before, he played it slowly enough. He didn't overcommit. He did a great job at holding on to some ranges, even if those ranges were tough for him. Right to find plus frames.
There we go with the whiff punish from the Tiger Knee.
Oh, what a jump. We had not seen the jump yet.
Yeah, there we go with the critical art.
Yeah, that's going to be that.
Because I can't think of anything else that would close it out. You just use critical art just to fully close it out, as I'd say. But that was, man, they're just playing chess, Just playing chess, seeing who's going to hit first.
I love that was the jump at the end, too, because that had not been the style before. Namikaze back to ground control. And if, as Alexis, you only see the opponent on the ground, you're just not looking for the jump at the end.
I feel like sometimes it's hard to jump against Sagat as well because he has enough recovery time to DP and then be like, well, back to phase 1. But Namikaze, yeah, just drawing out like medium, strong. What a great answer from him.
Yep, underneath. Alexis caught with his back to the wall.
Oh, jeez.
He would love to activate. Yes.
Oh, very great patience from Alexis. He didn't want to take the bait.
Oh, no! Surely not what he meant to do. No?
Oh, what is happening? Yep, there it is. And when he's going to match... I was going to say, I remember in Street Fighter 4 days where you could just try to, match super after someone does super. Oh, man.
Wow, yeah. Definitely a weird scramble.
Yes.
In the end, not, I'm sure, what the players were looking for. But hey, for Namikaze EXTM, it does work out. And the match went much like I think we were looking for, right? A lot of ground mid-range control by Vega. He did have the jump to take the first round with that fast jump, good jump normals that he's got. So Alexis found himself with his back to the wall multiple times. Namikaze is hoping to push him back there right away.
Yep. You see, Namikaze is just, just trying to, throw out those blinds and just, crouch, block, walk, crouch, block, walk. That's all you can do in this matchup. Gosh. I kind of like how Alexis was just doing, more lower fireballs like that, so you can't just walk up like that.
All those fireballs, and do you got the life lead? No.
No. Yeah, my heart hurts.
Namikaze's doing a great job at playing on the ground. There are even moments where Alexis, I think, is expecting him to jump, and Namikaze doesn't give in to that.
Wow! They both did the EX move, but Namikaze just having the leverage of just kind of like going back and then coming back in. Oh, the interruption off the fireball. Now I kind of see what Namikaze is doing, because he's like, oh, you're throwing more low fireballs. I'm gonna keep doing this and just trying to be in like your comfort circle.
Yeah, knockdown.
Oh, yeah, back into neutral. B shove, get some more leg room.
Oh, a little bit too far for the follow. He's in there though. Alexis getting scrambly.
No claw for you anymore.
The first jump was anti-air. Come on, Namikaze is ready for everything.
Oh, just dashes off, does the EX command grab. That's gonna kill. 2-0 over Alexis. That's the first command grab that we've seen too. Again, like I know I sound like a broken record, but I always say this, that it's like one command grab is the least that you expected. That's why like a lot of people, they just would do like normal grab, but it's like, oh yeah, wait, don't you have a command grab? I do now, and you're dead.
Yeah, and that was after 2 whole games of basically just ground buttons. Basically just stand strong, forward fierce, the occasional other stuff. It wasn't exclusively those 2 buttons, but it was 98% grounded mid-range buttons. 1 jump in at the end of the first round, and then 1 dash-up command grab to seal the deal. So those 2 moments to pick as far as the variation timings go, super strong ideas right at the very end when the opponent is a little flustered. They know that it's about to end. I got to be, really playing well. And in that mindset, it is harder to play well sometimes, harder to react sometimes. And very, very nicely done by Namikaze to recognize that Alexis was put into that situation. Tough draw for Alexis in a couple of ways there, and this top 16 doesn't end up making that top 8, but it will be Namikaze who does. And we now have one last match to decide the full top 8. We have WTF Jean versus Games Care Gust.
Ooh, so we got the Birdie and E Honda matchup. And, like, we have seen Gus dominate in, online tournaments and, like, all the other locals that he has been to. Getting the, how should I put it, like, the champion seat for the Capcom finals and just being so strong. Also beating Didimokov in the loser side. He's trying to get through the top 8 and see if he can win this one. But how do you feel about this matchup? Like, of course, you being the Honda player, what do you think about the Birdie and E Honda matchup?
Yeah, I think it's just a pretty even matchup. Both of these characters, can set up cool frame traps against each other, cool spacing traps against each other. They both have good snowbally offense. They both have buttons that can prevent the other one from starting up their offense as well at the same time. So it's a battle in many ways in a lot of these situations to be the first one to get going, to be the first one to really play whoever you want, right? Honda can play this defensively. Birdie can play this defensively. They both can do that. Just a question of what style you prefer. And yeah, like I said, I think that they can both shut down what the other one likes to do. They can both play good offense at the same time. So it's a fun matchup for me. It's one that I've played a lot for sure. We have some good birdies in the area, and I like it a lot. But I wouldn't say that it's lopsided in either character's favor.
Ooh, that's pretty nice because again, like not a lot of people play Birdie, but we have seen more people playing Honda. So it's gonna be definitely like a matchup. I've never seen this matchup before, honestly. I'm just trying to think of them like. Have I seen this? No, I haven't. But as you said, I think it may be even because I know that Birdie does have a lot of buttons that kind of like, closes the gap and, kind of like punish E-Hondas either like, heavy headbutt or like punish anything, could be.
Yeah, you can definitely just do strong after that if you block heavy headbutt. But, that said, there are things that Honda can do that can take away some of what birdies like to do. Some birdies like setting up spacing traps, like after an EX headbutt, that kind of stuff. Many characters can't immediately attack, but Honda can just do jab hands, 7-frame option to shut down the attempted spacing trap. So like some of the stuff that Birdie likes to do, Honda can shut down. Like I said, I feel the same way about Birdie being able to shut down some of what some of what Honda likes to do too. So we'll see how both of the players approach this. What do we have though in terms of V-skill and V-trigger? Both of these characters, in my opinion, have pretty legit choices for both of their V-skills and triggers. We have 2 and 2 for Honda, and we have trigger 1, V-skill 2 for Jean. I believe he went with V-skill 2 last time, but of course we saw V-trigger 2 as well.
Ooh, yeah, I kind of like that where it just pushes him a little forward, but gets that from Alice. Ooh, okay.
I really like the emphasis on hands so far. Lots of chip on the deck.
Hachoo! Reversal, bubblegum time.
Okay. Establishing the EX right away. As you can see, the mix-up there is Jean wants to do crouching strong underneath the neutral fierce, but you don't always have to do the forward fierce in the air.
Yeah, Gus just kind of like slowly backing away. Jean, okay, yeah, just trying to find like a way to get in, but does have a bar, kind of apply more pressure. Headbutt, okay.
Love this movement on Jean's side. It's not easy for Gus to know where his opponent's going to be. EX, okay. Okay.
Oh, the stomp into the cancel with the hands.
Hey,
nice.
Beautiful timing.
Yeah, just really close to building up the bar for V-trigger, and he does.
Gus patient. Turns around right away.
That is
yes.
smart, yup, with the extra armor.
14, 13, 12. Gus has a tiny life lead. Not close enough to get the cancel. He's there. Or he might be able to just play away.
Yeah.
That's what he's looking for. Yes, the stop sign. Stand medium punch.
Yeah, especially like when you know your opponent's just trying to dash and it's like, oh, I'm just going to check you because I know you just try to like, you know, chip me down. Especially with 6 seconds on the clock. Nice dash in. And definitely like Jean just still trying to struggle like, what do I do here? Really close to stun. Oh, yeah, he got the right idea, but a little too far. Ooh!
Does Jean take advantage of this? No. Oh no! Chip! That might be it. There it is, Gus with game number 1.
Oh gosh, yeah, like I kind of like how Gus was just not going too crazy. You know, like I always say, like a lot of E-Honda players would do EX butt slam just to kind of like apply more pressure, and just I always call it the jump scare because it's so fast and you're like, oh! He did the thing.
What if you just had like a half screen 8-frame option? You know, why
that's
not?
so scary. I hate that.
But you did see there's many counters to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
like we did see him when he was in V-Trigger, he had the extra armor to just like punish that.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's just kind of like just wait things out. But look at the life lead that Gus has right now against Jean.
All this chip is adding up too.
The micro log into the EX. Micro.
Yeah, Gus in big time control. Hold on.
Oh, nice punish on the V shift. Sometimes it's a little hard to do that because it's just so quick.
Oki here. Okay. Can he get all the way through? Gus shutting it down.
And that was just like really risky to do V shift in the corner.
Oh.
Yeah, see, again, like I said before, he did.
No. Oh boy, I feel like Jean was pressuring with lights in part to be safe against V-shift, but it didn't work out in his favor. So match point for Gus. That man was in the air before EX Dolphin dive. Check the tapes. That was sick.
Ooh, to stomp into to cancel up the hands. And this is a really good spot for his opponent to be in because he wants to get the stun up, but that's okay.
Backing off to where he can anti-air easily. And Jean now has trigger, but to what end? Yeah, you get to get there. Gus there first.
Look at him, he's just chilling, just backing away. Yeah, there you go, like with the checks, and of course, like, what else are you gonna do against those hands? Just block.
Jean in big trouble. And not get hit. But the way Gus is playing, it's just going to be very tough.
Yeah, there it is. he saw that, goes for the AX headbutt just to get the 2-0 and advancing into top 8. Dang, that was just kind of like a stroll in the park for Gus, especially against Jean. Like, he did what he could, but once he had activated V-Trigger, it's like, okay, I have that extra armor to do more things. But Gus was like, no, I don't want you to do that. I'm gonna keep doing like this, backing away. That,
what a scramble.
Yeah, check that. Yeah. Jeez, that was really good though.
Yeah, I really like a lot of what we saw out of Gust. I think he pressed buttons at great times. He moved forward right there after he had pestered so much with buttons and hands that Jean was kind of stuck. This sequence right here, the fact that, Jean had all those mixes that almost worked out for him, and then this, there were times in that round especially when I felt like he was making the comeback happen, but it was not enough for him. So Jean has, same thing for Alexis, made winner's side top 16 and then not top 8, unfortunately, topping out at 9th place.
Just outside of top 8, like, it definitely stings, but again, like, these players should know they went through a bunch of tough opponents to get to where they are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we always say, yeah, the Brazilian FGC is mega, mega tough, and it's really cool to see who gets in, who gets out, because I know Didimokov, like, I always say that he wasn't in the previous CPTs because he lost just shy away from top 16 and was able to get into top 16, but Gus, the reigning champion of the Capcom Finals, was able to pull through and of course get top 8, just like the rest of the people in top 8.
Indeed. Yeah, great matches all around. We now know who our top 8 is going to be, and we'll get there not very long from now in the grand scheme of things. Just a day. That's not so long. That's proximate in time.
Wait, are you gonna say the thing?
You might say that it's gonna be soon.
Whoa! SOON.
SOON is when to expect, as you know, Street Fighter Duel. The Capcom authorized mobile game, which is now available for download in China. Soon is when the global version is coming out. The epic legend is reborn on mobile. Download Street Fighter Duel now or soon, and let's fight for each other and join the journey with millions of players to soon become the soon best fighter. Soon.
Yeah, soon. But you know what else is coming soon? So we do got the CPT registration on deck. So they are going to be on a week break. Definitely take the time to just kind of like chill, watch some of the VODs that we have seen from the previous CPTs. But hey, you can join us for the Nordic Baltic region. So they will be opening up soon. So head over to the CapcomProTour.com for more information on how you can compete as well. These are really awesome tournaments, and I always love watching on the side whenever I'm like doing whatever or like reading.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it in the background.
Absolutely. Not the only way to get to the Capcom Cup, of course. There's also the World Warrior program.
Ooh.
We've been talking about it throughout this broadcast, of course, as we've been referencing which position some of the players are in the current point standing, because this is a series for each of these regions. 26 different regions with 26 regional champions. Of course, these events happen monthly, so head on over to Capcom Pro Tour for more information on how to register. Please get involved. Come out. Let's play some games. Maybe you get into Capcom Cup. Whatever. If you don't, let's have fun. Play some games.
That's facts.
Do it, everybody. As you said, you competed in yours. Something that I think a lot of us could check out. 26 different places around the world. CapcomProTour.com. Alrighty. That's going to be it for the matches. We got more, though. We got more. And you wouldn't leave, would you, after the matches are done now? Before we then, after the break, are going to have our little wrap-up? You wouldn't go anywhere, surely. I'm expecting you to be here when we get back, after we take this short break.
Time to fight, time to fight.
Hey, David.
Hey, Marine.
We're finally here. We are done with top 16 of the CPT Brazil 2022. Man, what a journey it's been, because we always say, like, dang, this seems really tough.
Yeah, we do say that.
And I feel like just watching these matches just shows how strong, like, you know, each players are, and just trying to get the spot in top 8. So let's take a look at the brackets so far.
Yeah, let's talk about what we've seen. Here in this top 16, started out with Jaleshi versus Jean, who, as we just saw, didn't end up making it, but that was a close-ish one, right? 2-1. It was the only one in winner's side that was 2-1. Other than that, we had a 2-0, a 2-0, and a 2-0. And, you know, I wouldn't say that those were all blow-ups either. I felt that Dark versus Horus Pollen had a chance to go the other way at times, but nevertheless, you could see 2-0 all the way around with the exception of that first one. Man, Ronaldinho looked so good on the Nash.
Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, we don't see a whole lot of Nash going on, but just kind of like, man, like, Nash is just such a really cool character to play against. So we'll definitely see Jaleshi and Ronaldinho in the top 8 side. And that's going to be like a Rashid and Nash matchup.
Yeah.
That's going to be really cool. That's like the season 1 matchup. I always say that. Whenever you see like those characters from season 1, like, okay, we're going back to the old days when Street Fighter V was announced in like 2015 or 2016. That was a long time ago.
It was. That was a while ago at this point. I was also really impressed by both Dark and Juninho Ross, to be clear. I really liked watching G. We talked about Ed versus G, and Dark has had a lot of success. Of course, as we mentioned, he's first place in the scene in terms of WW points, so he's looking good. There's a look anyway at the top 16. Winner side. Let's talk about the loser side. Chocotone versus Joe Orochi. We had a bunch of 2-0s there in round number 1 and in round number 2 of loser side. Do any of these matches stand out to you?
What I really liked was the Jean and Gus matchup because I know there are a lot of people in the chat saying like, can you say it, David? You say it so well.
What do I got?
The turtle,
you're talking about El Tortuga.
Wait, what?
What?
No. You have to say it. Say it.
Tortuga?
Yeah. That's so. I can't roll my tongue, so I have David say it for me. But no, like that matchup was really cool because a lot of supporters behind John was like, no, you're so close to top 8. But Gus, being the reigning champion of the Capcom Finals, did make his way to top 8, and we'll definitely see if he's going to take the whole thing or if there's going to be someone else from the strong scene of Brazilian FGC that is. We got like Alexis and Namikaze going over 2-0 from him, and then Davi in the Force 90. Davi being such a strong Mika. And of course, I always say like, dang, he teabagged him.
He sure did.
He did the thing.
He did do the thing.
Oh my God.
So there's a look at the top 16. Let's talk about what we're going to see in top 8 and maybe briefly talk about who we think is going to make it through this thing. Jaleshi versus Ronaldinho BR. Juninho Ross versus Dark. On loser side, Games Care Gust versus Namikaze EXTM, and then Davi versus Bounce Horus Pollen in loser's side. So from that winner's side, is there anything that you're looking forward to in particular?
Definitely the matchup between Juninho and Dark.
Okay.
Because like you said before, like Dark has been making moves, making waves, and like he always has been, right?
Sure, yeah.
And just seeing that he plays G, where everyone literally had a pocket G. But then Juninho is playing Luke, which is everyone's new best friend.
That's true, yeah.
So it's going to be really, really cool to see like the battle between the pocket characters, who carries them to victory, or of course, just playing them because you like the character. That's totally fine too. But that is a matchup that I'm super excited to see. How about you, David?
I think I'm maybe no surprise. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Gust ends up doing as he moves forward. That character, look, obviously I'm a little biased because it's the character that I play, but I also think it's just interesting to see in top 8. It's not something that we've seen too often. There's really only a couple regions around the world where that is something that happens, and here is one of them in Brazil. So Gust is there. But I'm also really looking at Horus Pollen down in loser's side. I think that he may be poised to make a nice run as he gets through this thing. Again, keep in mind that he beat HK Dash to get into the top 16 in the first place. Keep in mind that he's currently second in points in the World Warrior program in Brazil. So, he lost to Dark, right? First place in points in World Warrior. And that's nothing to be too ashamed of. Other than that, he's been able to get through everybody. And I would not be surprised to see him make a deep run through this.
Yeah, and we do have just like a diverse pool of characters too. We don't see any of like duplicate characters, so we get a whole lot of variety of some of these matchups, especially like some matches that I have never seen before. And it's always fun because I'm like, whoa, that character can do that. It's great. I love this, and I'm really excited to see how this pans out and see who's going to win the CPT Brazil 2022.
Regardless of who does, it's going to be somebody deserving.
For sure.
Very strong scene that we have here in Brazil, and I've been really happy to take a look at it on day number 1. But that is going to be that for day number 1. I knew you wouldn't go anywhere after the matches were over. I believed in you. I thought that you'd stick all the way around. And thanks very much for doing so. Thanks to Marine for sticking it through with me as well in this 200-degree heat that we have here in Southern California. It's been a toasty one.
It's been very toasty.
I've been melting throughout the whole time, but I appreciate you sticking around, and again, I appreciate everybody for watching as well. Make sure that you come back at the same time tomorrow when we will have the top 8 for CPT Brazil.